3, 2, 1. What's going on, guys? RDV. And I'm here with Easy Eric Breen. But let me show off his awesome name, since we don't get credited on this channel for some reason. I'm going to turn the names on.
Gee, it's kind of like being on one of Puppeteen's
right?
readings.
I'll even turn on the headlines so you can actually, so if you really want to show off, boom, Geeky Puppet Show. That's where you can find me, or you can avoid me by not going there. It's too late now. What's up, Joe? What's up, Ethereal Dragon? Just hanging out tonight. Just talking about whatever you guys want to talk about tonight. With E wanted to take a night off, we figured probably better off just to do a hangout stream since he's not gonna be here. This could be me and Eric. We're not sure how long we're gonna go, but so is this one of those old school open microphone nights? Pretty
not
much
in length, but
yeah. Whoever decides to show up, we'll not speak his name 3 times or even once. Otherwise, they'll never get a word in. But that being said, though, how are you tonight, sir? This is our 3rd live stream.
I know.
It's like
I'm still good, and you?
I am a little bit tired because I normally don't join that the first one he does when he does a comic book showing off haul. I don't really do that because I know we're gonna have the other one, and I know Best of the Week, and I normally goes for about a good hour or two. And we get in the wee hours. You're an hour ahead than I am, so you're already closer to midnight. So it's 9:42 here. It's 10:42 by those on the East Coast. The later we go, some of these streams when we do these ranking streams, especially last night you saw me, my head was like this. When I'm like this, it means I'm ready to go to sleep. I normally don't lean back like that, and I was falling asleep towards the end. Those streams just tucker me out. I don't care what stream it is, whether I'm over hang out with Action Comics when we were doing those stuff reviews, or if I'm on here. It just gets the point where everything catches up. But yeah.
Well, I said, I spent a good part of the day moving stuff around. It's and I'm holding out of shape, so I'm beat too.
For me, it's just kind of like when you sit in a chair for so long, my butt doesn't go numb, but the rest of me, my body just goes into preservation mode. I guess preservation mode. I kind of slowly start shutting down, reserving energy, recharging, and I'm just the point where I'm like, no, I want to stay awake, so I got to start moving around. That's why I'm on my 2nd Mountain Dew. I normally don't because I haven't cut myself. What it is, I haven't had soda for a while. I usually wait. I'll take a week or 2 weeks off, and then I'll start drinking a little bit more, and then I just do that because after a while, soda, you have too much caffeine, you get used to it. So that's why I kind of wean myself off. That way, when I certainly do need one, it works. But yeah. Looking at what's going on in the world of entertainment, pop culture. We were just talking about offline about the new Criminal show coming out by Brubaker. I know on Amazon Prime. We Amelia Clark is joined. She'll be in there, and then we also are going to have Charlie Hunnam or Hunnam. So that looks interesting as far as the cast going. Clark, it doesn't really do anything for me at all, but I'm not one of those I hate her and stuff. I like seeing Charlie in more stuff because I kind of feel bad for the guy because he's known as Sons of Anarchy, and that's it.
Well, he's in a CBS show too, like Fire Country. He's been on that for a few years now.
Yeah, but he's been in Pacific Rim. He was in that King Arthur movie that everybody seems to hate for some reason. Yes, Boom Studios being bought by Penguin Random House. Check out our boy at Geek Show Joe. Did a live stream that debuted early this morning in the wee hours, talking about it. Apparently, I guess Boom Studios has been bought out by a bigger company, and the company that bought them out, Penguin, says that nothing's going to change. They're not firing anybody. No one's getting laid off. They're going to keep going as normal. And basically, with this, might get more books because
the administrative will get gutted.
Yeah,
because you won't need. They'll be redundant.
The president, the guy who owned the Boom Studio said he was like, this is basically the goal he's had for a while, is to build the company from scratch where it's actually good, makes a lot of money, and then sell it. And you just keep repeating that, making more money because he's in the business to make money. Boom Studios has its hits, but they always seem to get the good artists until DC snatches them up. DC is like the Yankees for some reason, when it comes to like snatching away good artists. But
prove that by what they put out there.
Well, and I'm just saying, I'm just saying there isn't that many that they take because there isn't that many coming out right lately. I think a lot of people, artists like Tim Lim, just don't have care to work with Marvel or DC and stuff. So that's why Marvel has some majority Tumblr artists, but DC has a few more, I guess.
It seemed like a couple years ago, Boom Studio was a lot hotter.
Yeah,
because I don't think
2019.
Does anybody talk about something that's killing the children anymore? I mean, that's just kind of there now. I mean, there's the buzz is completely gone from that.
Sure.
I don't know what else they do. I don't think I read anything from Boom.
Power Rangers is their big thing.
Yeah, that's I don't.
Power Rangers by Rand Parrott. And that's been one of the big things they've had going for that company is that. And then, honestly, that is really good because if you like Ryan Parrott's Power Rangers, that just kept going on for many issues, which is rare. Let's see here. Chris Pine is in, I guess, Barry wants to play a more mature version of Captain Kirk. Just looking at news coming out, and I'm trying to avoid AEW spoilers because I still didn't watch it. Did not watch Dynamite. Did you see the trailer for the Alien Romulus?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You watch it doesn't pop. Well, you watch TV. I figure the trailer pops up in between sports ball and stuff. It just looks like it's called Alien Romulus.
I don't know what it is.
So it's another it's a Disney version of the Alien movies. Or Sigourney Weaver. Yeah. So and it almost looked like a reboot at first because they're in the ship. They're like, what's this? All this you see in the steam and all that stuff, the fog of the floor. All of a sudden, a face hugger, little thing, scorpion, comes in his face, starts humping his mouth. I was like, ooh, this is kind of gross. Yeah, it's I don't know. I've seen Aliens. I've never seen Alien, the first one. Although I've been told that Aliens is better than the first one. Maybe because it's more, I guess it's more, I would say more action and less horror. I don't know. It's like the PG-13 version of a movie. But
I was going to say, Ethereal, actually, this name may not even register to most people because it's been gone so long, but Sergeant Bats sent me a Power Rangers trade, and I read it. I liked it. It's just, there's just so much of it out there, and there's never got around to reading it again.
Right.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man.
How you doing? If something happened with the cover thing tonight, or you guys just chatting?
We decided since we only had a few people, it was just me and Breen, most likely, because the last couple ones we did, last time we did one, there was only me, Breen, and and Ingleton doing whatever. So I figured we can and he wanted to do the cover ranking. He wanted to do the Conan ones, but he was just too beat. So we decided to just push him to another day.
Okay.
And that way we can just do an open line hangout because we don't know. And honestly, I don't know how long this is going to go. It all depends on how many people show up.
Right. All right. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's always good to see Eric and Boyd here at MK. It's always great to hear you on Mike. You've been doing that a little bit more often lately now. since you started doing the reading with us?
Oh yeah. I mean, I figured, you know, the cover thing, I was a little like kind of shy at first. You know, I figured like I don't know, you know, but
yeah.
But I am a bit of an artist, so I haven't done anything in a couple of years now. But I used to do a lot more, you know, like drawing, painting, sculpting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just kind of around 2016, I just I don't know, kind of got uninspired. I guess took a break. So yeah, but you know, it's cool. You know, it's obviously art's always cool, you know, neat. Somebody on Comic Vine asked me recently, what was it? Well, actually, it's one of those chain threads, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of them's like a question thread, right?
Yep.
And the guy that I talked to on there, he was, what was it? His question was, who are your top 10 comic book artists, like, ever? So I had to think about that a little bit, but, you know, because that's something that everyone's probably going to have different answers, I'm sure, you know? You know, if you think about it.
You always bring up Comic Vine. It makes me feel super old because I thought Comic Vine kind of went away. I don't really use it that often, so
Yeah. I mean, I used to go in there when I was much younger. You know, to talk the battle, you know, debate battles, but people are kind of nuts on there, so I just kind of stopped that a long time ago.
that's. I mean, any forum you go on to, you're gonna have people who disagree, especially comic books.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
comic
the
books. People are like crazy indecisive about.
Oh yeah, and then you got
like,
the anime fans, which I never realized, and the Star Wars fans, dude. There are people on there. I swear they're like, I'm not even joking. They're like, Darth Vader will kill Superman. I'm like, wow, okay, you know, and all these other crazy, you know, super powerful characters. I'm like,
yeah,
like, you know, but then they, yeah. So I don't. But those threads, I don't even bother trying to, you know, entertain at times. You know,
yeah.
You know, stuff like that. It's like, okay, like I know the Force is a big thing, but you know, it's like I feel like you got comics. It's just kind of like a whole other, you know, animal at times. You know what I mean? With some of the crazy stuff that they.
Yeah.
Then of course you got the anime. They banned anime threads. Apparently you can't do. Although
anime threads, I can see why they may have banned those because people complain about how these look like underage girls. And then people are posting photos like that, you know, and just like, and a lot of websites just don't want to deal with that stuff, you know, and just, it is. Hello to Mr. Zachary Bakes.
Hey, Zach, what's up?
Oh, what's up, people?
Speaking of crazy things, you know, Eric and Boyd, what's up with you promoting crack cocaine tonight? He just randomly just goes in, he's like, lose weight, lose your teeth, and lose your mind. Crack does your body good.
He's not wrong.
And of course, once again, it was great to see you. It says crack kills, so pull up your pants.
Yes, please pull up your pants. We're about people.
Yes, and let me see.
Yeah,
I gotta look at the other. I'm gonna then so we got Joe saying hi, Theo Dragon, and then you know, everyone but Maranya saying hi. No.
Hi, Maranya.
I'm not allowed to basically acknowledge her comments.
Why not? What'd you do? What did you do that offended her?
Oh, we didn't read off her comments last time when he was showing off books.
Oh, shame on you.
Shame, man. All right.
See,
Well,
I didn't. I would never.
I'm in protest.
I would never do something like that.
So you know me though. Whenever back when I used to do Discord calls with Skip and Ash's up or Eric be on there, I'd be reading a comic book. That's what I was doing last. So
man, you know what I miss? You know what sucks? I miss doing Discord calls now because PlayStation now has where I can be on my PlayStation, my PS5, and I can join Discord calls from the PlayStation. I don't have to get up and go over to the computer. It's like, man, just a little too late on that feature, Sony.
I used to do hangout calls with Manny and a few others, you know, like the wee hours in the morning. So I'd be hanging out with Good Dog Press all the time, and he'd be showing off his dog Rogue and stuff. And then I love it because he'd be in there. I'm like, what's going on? And all of a sudden he's like, he hear a loud snap because he had the giant rats because he was in white. And it's like, so I'm like, you shut the mouse trap. I was like, ugh. I'm like, when they look like the size of ferrets, They're squirrels. No thanks.
Oh, I've seen them bigger than that.
Yeah. Those are called beavers. Oh. Hello to everyone except RDV. Well, Jackson Roy Kirk. Yeah, see,
Kirk.
I called you Roy Kirk. I didn't call you Ray Kirk.
Ray Kirk. Oh no, it is Roy. His name is Roy.
Yeah. Oh, the only person that calls him Ray Kirk is Ingleton because Ingleton can't read.
Who are you telling?
So
I'm telling you.
Do you remember me, the guy that he got his name wrong for so long?
Yeah. We're going back to Alien talk here. Because Alien Romulus is coming out. Do you see the trailer for that, Zach?
I don't care for Alien movies.
Neither do I, but I saw the trailer at least, and it looked like a bunch of 20-year-olds. I guess the new Zoomers reacting to like trying to do an Alien movie.
Well, yeah, you've got to pick the actors that are hot because that's what gets the younger people.
These actors look like just random nobodies. Like they took them off. They took them off. They look like they came off a protest off the street and went.
They look like that to us because we're older. Maybe to younger audiences they don't look like that.
Let me pull up the cast.
Pull up the cast. Yeah, see if there's any familiar names on that. Also, hi chat. I know I've been gone for a while, but I am still here.
Yeah, I like your little slogan there. Admit it, you missed me. You know?
You did. You know you did. I've seen the view numbers. I know the people here missed me.
Yeah, you're always entertaining. You know, you have like a certain
Alien Romulus. Cast list.
Wow, was somebody offering seconds on Ego, and is that where you went, Zach?
So Alien Romulus.
I'm making up for lost time.
The top cast right here is Isabella Merced, Kaylee Spaney, Archie Renox, David Johnson, Aileen Wu, and Spike Fern.
I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of them.
It looks like they just made their own high school production.
I mean, maybe it'll be good because if you get a bunch, like honestly, here's the thing: I would rather have a cast of nobodies than a cast of A-listers.
Director Fede Alvarez, and is this done by Disney? That's what I want to know. Is this
if it's Alien is Fox, and Fox is owned by Disney.
Well, you couldn't. Miz is a little too old to be in that movie, so you're not going to get the A-lister.
This is the guy who did the 2013 Evil Dead. He wrote that. He also
Was that
did the
one
girl,
good? I didn't see
He also the writer for The Girl in the Spider's Web, the writer for Don't Breathe 2.
Really?
Don't Breathe.
I haven't seen any of these.
that was a good movie. At least I liked it. The 2013. I know some people. I don't think
he also wrote the story for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which got a 4.7 on IMDb.
Didn't see that.
Yeah, when it came out in 2022. So he directed From Dusk to Dawn, the TV series. He did one episode of that. Yeah, this guy is kind of a he was a director for The Evil Dead in 2013.
The show?
The movie.
The remake?
Yeah. I thought it was actually. I thought Sam Raimi was the.
Not of the remake, no.
No, apparently it wasn't. It was, so this guy was the remake. He did the directing, but he didn't do the writing though.
Yeah.
He did some writing, but it was Sam Raimi did some of the writing as well.
Yeah, I remember Sam Raimi was involved at least to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. Maybe it will be good, but it looks like you just went to Universal Horror. A horror story.
Here's the thing: when does that movie come out?
Does not say in IMDb when it comes out.
Because here's the thing: we just are experiencing this right now with
August 16th.
August 16th? Okay. The fact that I forgot, I'd seen a trailer for it like months ago, but the fact that I forgot about it means that they are not marketing it well. And so that movie, I'm calling it right now, it is not going to do well at the box office. Because you got to have your marketing out there. They're proving this right now. They just had that Kevin Costner movie, Horizon.
American Saga was great.
I really want to see it, but I got to say, I've seen no advertising. No marketing for it outside of a movie trailer or two.
It's a 4-part movie event.
I doubt they're gonna get to 4 parts.
No,
I've only seen advertising for chapters 1 and 2, and I think they pushed back chapter 2.
They're filming. No, chapter 2 is actually coming out in August, and it's still coming out in August.
Is it still coming out in August? I heard that they pulled it after the first part bomb.
And then part 3 they're filming right now.
Okay. Well, hey, if they're able to, more power to them.
Yeah.
But I read earlier today that they pushed it back or they pulled it off the schedule.
Really? Or deadline?
No, this was on Twitter. This was somewhere on Twitter that said that.
Let me look on IMDb and see if it's been updated.
Yeah, because I want it to do well. I actually am really liking Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner put up to like $38 million of his own money.
It was his own money. Oh well, hey, then maybe it actually will get done. Then if he's funding it himself.
It got a 7.1 on IMDb, and if you look on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score loved it. The critics hated it.
Jimmy Palmiotti. A lot of comic writers actually came out and said they loved it too. I think Peter Tomasi did. Jimmy Palmiotti did. I think.
Well, speaking of Rotten Tomato, I heard they banned audience reviews for that Star Wars show. Was the Acolyte or whatever?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I know. I just saw a little segment on it the other day. It's like, oh, again they're doing that. It's hard to say.
They're still doing that. Yeah, they still doing that.
So basically, the way Horizon American Saga is like it's an anthology kind of movie where there's multiple stories, but they're all going to verge into like the second movie in the town called Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just fun.
I like it. So you have some A-listers, like you have Kevin Costner, you have what's his name, Yondu, Merle, Michael Rooker, that guy.
Michael Rooker. You got Thomas Paine. Do you know who that is? Tom Paine is?
Yeah, I know who Tom Paine is.
Jesus from Walking Dead.
I think they also have
Jenna Malone is in here too.
That's not who I'm thinking of.
Denny Houston.
I saw him.
Giovanni Ribisi.
No, that's not. Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in here too.
I haven't seen him in anything in a while.
Sam Worthington.
Oh yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Because you remember when that guy was in every movie for like a year or two?
And
was he in Terminator, or am I thinking of somebody else?
He was. No, he was in Terminator Salvation. The one with Christian Bale. Yeah.
So Will Patton is from he's from The Postman. He's also from Armageddon. I believe he is also from wasn't he the guy that was also in the Thomas Jane Punisher?
Will Patton? I don't think so. I could be wrong though.
He looks like he was.
I think Josh Hartnett.
He was. Movie too. He was Quentin Glass. He's the one that was the best friend of Mr. Saint.
Oh, okay.
How many Punisher actors have they had now? At least 4 or 5 now, right?
Thomas Paine, Ray Winstone, and then
Thomas Jane.
Excuse me. Thomas Jane, Ray Winstone, and John Bernthal are the only 3 that I know of.
They also got in here.
It was Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson. God, I am not on him.
Played Volstagg and unfortunately died a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Tim Guiney is in here too, as all. He was on Iron Man, the first one. He played Major Allen in there. He was also on Walker, the new TV series, and a few other shows.
He was also majorly forgettable because I forgot about him.
Yeah. Like I said, I liked it. Some people are like, "Oh, it's a bunch of incomplete stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, dumbass. It's a 4-part story. You're gonna have not complete stories. You're having, and if you're looking because it shows Kevin Costner on the cover, Kevin Costner is not like he doesn't come into like halfway into the movie.
Yeah, well, it's an anthology, right? So it's a bunch of smaller stories. Yeah,
it's about a land, part of land, purchased land, basically though it's called Horizon. People can buy there. Problem is that people have already tried to settle there, but the Indians slaughtered them.
Yeah, I heard it actually. Yeah, it's just like
brutal. I was just like, oh man, and I love because Kevin Costner paints he's neutral. He shows both sides.
Yeah.
He shows that they're not Alm or Savage, but he also shows that some of the white people are bigoted towards, Well,
yeah, that's it. It's never one side is 100% evil. There's bad and good on both sides.
So you get to see this kid who gets to see both sides. You get to see his town gets slaughtered, but then he goes with the posse to go revenge, and they see them harassing innocent people.
Yeah,
and like killing him. I was just like, he's like, what the hell? He's just so horrified. Costner, man. People trying to compare this to Dance with the Wolves. Dance with the Wolves was such a long time ago.
That's a long movie too.
I know. Like I said, this is a callback to westerns.
Him and Yellowstone I was watching Yellowstone for a minute, and Costner in Yellowstone was pretty good.
I feel like some people don't like it because they liked Yellowstone, and they're pissed because he left Yellowstone.
Well, yeah, because there was issue. Yeah, he did leave Yellowstone. It kind of is a bummer the way he ends it too, like the way the show ends off. But
I mean, but I can't hold a grudge for an actor wanting to move on or
yeah,
something happened.
Yeah,
like,
I get that.
I want Timothy Olyphant to come back to Justified.
Timothy Olyphant's really good. I would have liked to see him in a movie like this.
Yeah. Well, Deadwood is in the series. Remember that series?
I never saw it. I never watched it. That's
a series. I saw a preview for it. I'm a trailer for it. And I kind of want to go check that out because he's in that. Timothy Olyphant's in there too as well. Or not Timothy Olyphant. The guy who played Zod.
Terrence Stamp?
No, the newer one.
The Buffy the Vampire one from Smallville?
You know about Michael Shannon?
Michael Shannon?
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Shannon. Yeah.
And then I think it's him is in there. Or is it the guy I'm thinking of that played that was on what's his name? He was in Fear the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead actor. He was just in that the new Zack Snyder movie with the Dawn of the Dead thing. It was a Vegas one. I don't think it was Michael Shannon. I might get.
No, it wasn't Shannon. Shannon wasn't in that one.
It's the guy who basically had the butterscotch candies in the Fear the Walking Dead. You know, the cowboy hat. I forgot his name is. I gotta look it up because I always get him and the Michael Shannon confused. But no, Deadwood looks pretty cool. I look. It's an. I've been told people said that it's really solid. But I'm also looking forward to. I'm gonna start watching The Wire soon. So I'm gonna get that going. But Bosch is coming back. There's a lot of cool shows coming out this year. Are coming back at least, you know. And yeah, I was talking because I follow your boy Zach, you know, and every once in a while, he says something that's controversial, and I leave a comment just saying it's like the only reason I'm on YouTube is because like everybody and anybody is probably doing what I'm doing right now, but I like talking to people who have different opinions, different likes, like people who like current X-Men. People who hate it. I want to know why you like certain things or why you hate certain things. I don't want to be part of a group thing where everybody gives me confirmation bias and tells me, you know what, I hate this. So let's all talk about why we hate Zeb Wells Spider-Man. I don't want to do that. I want to talk to the person who likes the Zeb Wells Spider-Man. I want to ask them, what kind of drugs do you want?
Where is that person?
Exactly. I want to find that person.
Which brings me to the site. Did you see who is the co-writer with Joe Kelly?
Who is the co-writer?
No.
Justina Ireland.
Who is that?
So, okay, so Justina Ireland is a new writer.
She's also a far left activist. That's what she's known for.
God, I did not know that.
What a surprise!
Yeah. She's writing the Spider-Man miniseries for Blood Hunt.
That's kind of like her soft launch, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, and so I don't, so any hope for Joe Kelly's run kind of takes a shot there, and who knows what's coming after Joe Kelly. But
so
my guess, here's my prediction, because one of the things that the 12 Psychos have been reading about for years is there's never been a woman as a regular writer on Amazing Spider-Man or Batman.
So here,
no, Mariko Tamaki wrote Batman.
No,
I thought
that's Detective.
So
talk about the franchise book.
Is that not the same thing?
No.
Oh.
Here's something that will irritate the people working at Image Comics who are pissed off because the top 10 direct market comics for Image right now for June was in the first place was Destro, followed by Scarlet. Number three was Transformers. Number 9, 4 was War Rivals. Number 10,
nice.
5 G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, 307.
Nice.
In the bottom half, Misery number 1 is at 6. Spawn 334 is at 7. Creature from the Black Lagoon is at 8.
Well, that's unfortunate about Spawn and Black Lagoon.
Geiger number 3 is at 9.
That's also unfortunate.
Exodus is at number 3. I'm gonna tell you this. You know what you notice though? Geiger, Ghost Machine, and Energon Universe are basically Skybound are dominating everything at Image right now.
Seems like it.
You know who's pissed off? Eric Larson.
Can I tell you that I've taken dumps that I care about larger than Eric Larson?
No, but can you imagine then though? You're like all the activists there are there, and they're like, "Shit, I'm being outsold by everything else." That actually people want. So
Look, you can either be an activist or you can sell comics.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can't do both. You
Okay.
can't do both well.
Eric Larson isn't being an activist. He's just writing softcore porn.
Yeah,
because that's kind of what he's into for that book. And
Garrett Dill-Hunt, check out that actor. He's a really good actor.
It's that that's, and he wants to get to 301 because then he passes Dave Sim.
Rhaegar says as in VENKMAN, that's why I watch EFAP, and I don't know what the hell EFAP is.
every frame a pause. That's what Ethan Van Sciver does a lot of the time.
And Friday Night Tights, because despite all the constant strawmanning, these guys are not all the same opinion of the entertainment that they like. Well, I used to watch on there, but I got tired of some of the people that were on there, and it seemed like a lot of them did have the same opinions that everything sucks.
You weren't tired instantly. I get tired instantly.
Also, when you have 13 people on a panel, or how about 12 are you getting there? 10? It's like
God, yeah. I mean, listen,
they overtalk each other.
Shout out to, I don't know how he does it, but major props to Nerdrotic for that. Like how he runs that ship. Kudos to him.
Too many people.
Like I can imagine, like Gary's probably got like 10 people in the backstage ready to pop on. Or like, you know what?
Probably. I mean, he's gotten so big. What, they had like Gina Carano on. I think he was on. No, that was Eric July.
They've had Alex Jones.
Vivek
Ramaswamy.
Yep.
I did not say that that nobody wants Savage Dragon. I'm just saying I don't know anybody.
When Savage Dragon showed up in that other indie book that I was reading, what was it? It wasn't Free Agents. It was the other one, Secret 6 or Bloodline 6. I was like, oh, doggone it. That freaking guy.
I told you don't read Iron Man. Iron Man sucks.
It wasn't Iron Man. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. Oh.
You should be reading Spider-Man. Way better than any
Iron Man
comic.
I thought you were liking Iron Man with Gary Duggan.
And today I learned, but the other Zach said his name is Dugan.
Oh, is it Dugan?
I learned something.
Oh, interesting. Zach is good for something.
Yeah. One of the Zacks is correct. I don't know.
One of the Zacks is good for something. One of us is okay.
One says Dugan, the other says Duggan. I don't know which one's correct. But hey, Donnie Boy Collects, what's up? We're just doing a kind of an old-fashioned hangout, he wasn't here, gonna be here tonight, and
did he eat onions or something?
He just wanted a night off. He's exhausted.
That's fair. I get that.
So he just wanted to spend time with Gail, so that Gail doesn't beat him anymore. When
Gail beats him, wouldn't he want to spend time away from Gail?
Well, he wants to make her happy, though.
I see.
So that way she's not angry and just threatens to take away his toys.
Gotcha.
You want to be
makes sense.
You don't be grounded.
Makes sense.
You'd be like Izzy mad at you because you spend more time with your friends.
My what?
Yeah, exactly. You don't have any. What? You're what?
The frick are you talking about?
Yeah, it is.
Confused. No, I don't. Educate me, please, old man.
When you get a relationship, and then in the minutes like you get comfortable in a relationship, and you go to say, like, I'm gonna spend time with my friend. I haven't seen my friend in 3 months.
Oh no!
And
sometimes
there's pushback because they're clingy.
No, I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
By the way, you see how I'm here? That's how you know that she's okay with it.
Well, no, she's probably working.
No, she's not feeling too good. She has allergies.
Zach, you're only here if Izzy's not available to hang out.
You know what? There's some honesty in that. There is some honesty there.
All those lies saying about spending time with family. It wasn't family. It was Izzy.
No, we spend time together. Thank you. My sister and her actually are really close. We went to go have ramen the other night.
Oh, that's a good thing. If you ever break up, you'll see her all the time.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the thing. It's like, God, please don't. I still see my ex's sister because she and my sister are still good friends. I'm like, right. Well, this is weird.
Yeah, does your ex's sister like your ex, your sister?
Does my ex's sister like my sister?
Like, do they think she's a horrible person, which they did to you?
I think they are over it. Honestly, I'm over it at this point.
Sure.
So
you know,
not to get too far, give y'all a wide open door into my personal life, but no, it's good. We've actually solved things. We kind of came to a crossroads, and we're amicable now. We don't hate each other. You know, if she sent me chocolate or a cake or something, I'm not worried that she's trying to kill me. So
Yeah,
Zach got his revenge. That's why he's content.
You don't have to worry, Zach. If the ex-wife sends you a cake, it won't be her that's trying to kill you.
What does that mean?
It'll be Inez.
Oh.
Is it Inez or is it Izzy? Isabel.
Isabel.
Okay. Ooh,
Didn't you used to call her Inez in that? Where'd I get that from?
Inez? I've never heard Inez at all.
I used to have a boss named Inez. That's about it.
Did you?
I've never mentioned it though. That was when I was working at Lowe's.
Yeah.
That was many moons ago. When I was a wee young lad.
Rhaegar, I don't have the strength for that debate tonight. I don't. I'm not there. I'm not nearly strong enough for that debate right now. Just let me be for one night.
Yeah. So it's been crazy. I mean, like just anything I turn on as far as whether it's Twitter or social media, there's always people that were once friends are now enemies.
Oh, dude, I know, it's wild.
It's the latest, I guess Candace.
Candace Owens, who is now saying that Mengele for the Nazis was just propaganda.
Yeah,
or that the dinosaurs weren't real.
He wouldn't. It's absurd that he would waste medical equipment on experimenting on Jewish prisoners by cutting them up and then sewing them back together.
Like very well documented things, and she's saying, "Is it though?" Like, what on earth?
Somebody left a comment saying, "Is like, of course, of course, nobody got gas. It'd just be too much work."
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's just weird. The certain things that pop up and it's random. Like I'm like, I don't follow Candace Owens. I don't
either. I stopped following her a while ago.
I unfollowed all political channels on Twitter and stuff because after 2020.
Yep.
I used to follow them because they were all pro-Trump, and then all of a sudden they all just turned on him, and and I realized it's all a grift.
We have more important things to worry about.
We do,
like Rhaegar.
No, it's
like Rhaegar.
I'd rather be stuck in a CNN think tank than talk about Rhaegar.
Dang, Rhaegar. I'll get you some aloe for that burn.
Thoughts on Mark Jewelers and double covers. I have one on Mark Jewelers. I've never understood why that increases the value of a book or why anybody would want a book because of the Mark Jewelers ads.
What are Mark Jewelers, for those of us that might not know?
They were like comics that were distributed on military bases. They'd be like for.
Is it like the covers that have like their names on them?
Well, no. They're inserts. It's like rings for GIs can go pick out a ring for the girl that's going to end up sleeping with her best friend.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the double covers are kind of cool. I mean,
I like double covers.
I could see that. I can see that making a book worth a little more than the Mark Jewelers ads.
What do you mean by double covers? Do you mean
it's where they print? They put. The cover on, and then they accidentally put a second one over top of the first one.
Okay, I mean like what DC's been doing on purpose.
No, right, but these are identical. And I have a few, but I don't make note of it. So
what I would say is probably the double covers, which should be more worth a little bit more money than the Mark Jeweler ads. Who cares about Mark Jeweler ads, really?
Who cares about? I mean, I think it depends on the person.
The reason I say a double cover is because it's an error.
I mean, who cares about old Hostess ads?
It's like having So listen. So what I'm saying is like double cover is like having a double-sided coin.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's an error, and
that should be worth more money than the Mark Jeweler ad.
But on the other hand, though, a clever forger could go make their own double covers. I mean, how hard would it be?
Yeah.
You pop the staples, you put the second cover on, and you restaple it.
Unless there's a way that you can verify that it wasn't,
Yeah, some people.
This staple looks too brand new. I could tell this isn't the correct staple. It's the wrong weight. But I don't know. I think it's cool to have a double cover, but would I want to turn around and sell it for like, I want $1,000 for this because it's a mistake. How about the having that Spider-Man book where they call him Superman or Peter Palmer? I think that's more valuable.
Well, they're not, no, because every copy has that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Whereas, those are cool.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't pay any more for a book because it has a double cover or a Mark Jeweller's ad.
It's like, I don't know. It's like one of those questions of basically that's like, what's the first appearance? Is it an advertisement? Is it where you see him, they call him by name, like Wolverine or Kingpin? Kingpin's first appearance, they call him by name and everything, and then his full appearance is in the next issue. Or Wolverine in 180, and then he appears in 181. I don't know. It's personal preference. To me, I don't really buy books to flip books. I'm not into that thing. If you're in that thing, maybe you're looking for that because it might matter more to you. Because now I can make more money on this because one person, like speculators, will constantly they will jack a book up and sell to each other, and then you make it look like, oh, this is a really hot book. And then you're stuck with it because no one wants to buy it after the movie goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Boy says, I'm a big Mark Jewelers and double cover collector, but my thoughts are too long to write. Well, if you want to jump on a microphone, you can entertain us. You've all heard from us a lot. But I don't mind people hopping on.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys. What would you
Sorry, MK, no more questions.
It's not a crazy question or anything. It's I'll say like,
who's better, this or this?
No. It's actually not that. It's pretty not. I was just curious, like what superhero would you want to see, on film that we've never seen yet? Like in any form, like it could be TV or movie. Do you think about it?
We haven't seen it, like in the actual live action format.
Yeah, live action like that you'd like to see. Like I was thinking, like somebody like Plastic Man. That could be interesting.
I mean,
Plastic Man would be cool if they could get the stretchy effects right.
Yeah, Elongated Man was already on over on the DC CW thing, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like if you wanted to hop on, tonight, I'll just post a link there. I don't care who joins in. As long as you guys are respectful, don't use any bad words. It's just an open mic kind of night right now, so kind of hanging out. But I mean, as far as who I want to see live action,
Nexus.
Oh.
Nexus would be kind of cool. That's a sci-fi thing.
Now, instead of doing a sci-fi thing, though, just go straight to the Nexus Badger crossover.
I was gonna say, what about Badger, or any of the Malibu characters?
Well, like I said, Badger.
We've had Nightman.
I mean, Badger doesn't have any superpowers, so he's technically just a badass kung fu guy with his nuts and head. Nexus would be.
You literally could have Mantra today. In a DC. Imagine if Malibu was bought out by DC. You could have Renee Montoya and Mantra in a relation together. I don't know, but what were you saying? Sorry.
No, I said it.
It doesn't matter what you're saying.
Yeah, Badger. I said no superpowers. I was going to say Sable. Same thing applies there, but there was a horrible TV show called Sable that was in name only and didn't last long at all.
Based on John Sable?
Yes.
Cool. Like detective shows, like I wouldn't mind like I want more Dick Tracy. That's what I want.
The movie wasn't terrible from what I remember.
No, with this ongoing series, it's reminded me how much I missed seeing what could have been. Like Rocketeer should have been a much bigger thing.
Rocketeer is highly under. The amount of people that don't know about Rocketeer today is criminal.
So that Rocketeer, remember they're going to do a reboot, having a race swap. We're having a new guy get the jetpack. That's still in the works at Disney. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you the woman saves the day. Yeah, I'm auditioning for Friday Night Tights.
I
I saw a commercial for Alien Romulus.
It's gonna be a black man, former Air Force pilot from World War II.
No way it stays a man.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, if it does, I mean, at Disney, it has to be a black woman. She has to be in a wheelchair and it has to be a lesbian flying. And it used to be a fighter pilot. Or she flew the plane while she was in a wheelchair.
That's the new century,
right?
That is the new century. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't care about that. You didn't care about the century to begin with.
I love Bob. Bob was great.
What's his last name?
Century.
Reynolds.
I knew that.
No, you were supposed to be listening.
No, but Bob though, it sucks with Lester.
What about Bob?
What about an underrated Bill Murray classic?
No, but during Dark Reign, Bob's wife just being tossed by a helicopter. Don't you remember that?
Wait, what's that?
Century's wife during Dark Reign.
Yeah.
When Bullseye was pretending to be Hawkman.
Yeah.
He had Bob's wife. Century's wife was in a helicopter. He just yeets her out the helicopter to her death.
I forgot about Dark Reign.
And then Century gets ripped in half by Ares.
Ares rips him in half. Yeah, I remember that.
Ares gets ripped in half.
Oh, yeah. I'm misremembering. You're
Ares
right.
Gets ripped
in
half.
Did he ever come back from that? Did he ever get resurrected?
Probably not. But it was funny. It was after we get this touching moment from Ares and he's being a loving father. His son, he's trying to be a good father to his son and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they just brutally murder him.
That's how you knew if he was gonna die. Is like as soon as they resolved the character, it was between him and his son, I think, right? And it's as soon as they start to make it look like, they're gonna be okay. No, that's when they die. Watch any Joss Whedon show or movie. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I'm sure if they brought him back now, he's probably sleeping with Hercules.
No, Hercules is with Marvel Boy. Or he was. I don't know if he still is.
So here is apparently Dexter's coming back.
Dexter's Laboratory?
No, I wish. Dexter, Original Sin. It's a new.
The serial killer show.
Yep. Apparently, the cast is Joe Pantoliano, Brittany Allen, Randy Gonzalez, Aaron Jennings, and more recurring roles. Rachel Justice is from One Day at a Time, I guess.
So it's none of the original people.
No. It's gonna have. It's a 10 episode. I guess it's got some new people. So it's gonna have Joe Palatino or whatever his name is, from The Sopranos, Brittany Allen from The Boys.
Yeah, well, then I'm guessing Dexter's the same guy. That guy. Yeah. I'm guessing Dexter's. What about his sister?
I don't know who his sister's actress's name is.
Jennifer Carpenter.
Forget about her. What about Yvonne Strahovski?
Well, for the context of this, if I could only have one or the other, I want the sister.
So this is a prequel series. Christian Slater as Dexter's father, Harry Morgan.
Do you remember who was his father in the show?
I didn't watch the show.
Oh, well, Harold Ramis, or not Harold Ramis. The guy from the bad guy from 48 Hours, James Remar.
Yeah, James Remar, really good. Dude, I used to mistake him for Patrick Swayze all the freaking time.
Well, he never got any older.
I know.
But I watched the last 2 seasons of Dexter. Apparently, it had kind of jumped the shark by then.
Molly Brown from something called Senior Year is going to be Dexter's younger sister, Deborah. And then Patrick Dempsey is going to be Aaron Spencer.
Dempsey?
Who's playing Dexter?
I'm looking here to see. Rainey Wilson. It's not showing him on here. Gibson. Who's Gibson? He's the actor is playing him. So is Dexter. It must show on the very top. Let me look that up.
I've got no interest.
Some person with the last name Gibson is going to be playing him.
You could do the whole concept, just change the names and not make it a Dexter prequel. I'd probably be more interested.
Right?
Because it just seems like you're picking the bones of a corpse I mean, it's run its course. I mean, I don't need to know what led him to become who he is.
Oh,
Yeah, it seems a little unnecessary.
Has anybody seen the Bike Riders? Is that out yet? It's Tom Hardy and Austin Butler.
I've seen some commercials for it. I haven't seen it itself.
The Typewriters? Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a new. It almost looks like Sons of Anarchy in a movie.
Yeah.
The Bike Riders.
I don't know.
It says 2023 film. Was it shot last year?
Maybe it was shot last year.
Maybe
it just got delayed.
Maybe it got delayed.
The last 2 seasons weren't terrible, but from what I understand, because I didn't see the first 6, the first 6 were superior.
It came out.
I didn't have anything to base it on, so I liked it, didn't love it, but I understand that the season where John Lithgow kills Dexter's wife is one of the best seasons in television history.
Yeah, so the Bike Riders came out in June.
Okay. Yeah. Just looking at stuff that's coming out. Bless you.
Thanks. I used to watch Knight Rider a lot.
Which one? 2000?
Oh, that's right. There was a I forgot about it.
I gotta ask you guys because sometimes people can be confused. They're like, "Yeah, I saw the new. Oh, there's a one before that." John Lithgow, man. Anytime I was watching just clips for him in 30 Rock and Third Rock in the Sun, he is just great in that. And then you watch him in Ricochet with Denzel Washington. He is just crazy in there.
You guys are obviously leaving out his greatest movie.
Planet of the Apes?
No, Shrek.
Oh. I was gonna say like Planet of the Apes with James.
He was in that movie. He was also really, you know what the thing is actually his most like emotional role was when he's Neil Patrick Harris's dad on How I Met Your Mother.
Hey, what's going on, Donnie boy?
Hi there, how's it going? Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I was expecting an Irish or Scottish accent.
Is that right?
Nice to meet you, Donnie boy.
What's up?
How's it going, everyone?
Going pretty good.
Just hanging out until we fall asleep.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I always love hopping on in the chat when we do the covers because before I found out about you guys, I had nothing else. Like I would watch all my episodes of Marvel cards and all that, and then I would go to my comics, and then I'd be done, and I'm like, man, there ain't nothing to do.
You had a life.
Yeah, I found you guys. I actually found you. I was trying to show my little brother the history of Jack Kirby, and you guys did like a video of that a while back. So I just found one on YouTube so I could send it to him, and then I found it interesting, and I started watching all the videos, and then I did live. So
our beloved host who's not here is the one who owns the channel. Yeah. I'm just doing a live stream without him.
Yes.
So
beloved is a stretch.
Well, I'm trying to be nice here. You know, I don't want to give him a bad name to someone who just subscribed, you know, and just be like, oh, I'm done with this guy. No, but Ingleton did a lot of the videos. Just, you know, unless Eric's on there and you're talking about.
I think Jack, his brother Jack made the Kirby one.
I don't know. What year was that from? Do you remember?
Several years ago.
Man, yeah, that was a while ago when I looked at
it's like
the video.
7 years ago?
But yeah, it showed that it was probably around like 5-4 years ago, I think it was.
Back when this channel was growing. Now it's just been stagnant for about a good 4 years.
Back when it was a boy.
Right?
So what is it that you guys collect? I know when you guys do a lot of covers from the Golden Age, Silver Age, but
it's funny you say that. We did, on the Geeky Puppet Show, that's usually where Eric and I and Zach show off the books we collect. We just did a live stream over there.
Oh, okay.
I've been getting Green Lantern, so has Zach. You know, I've also been getting what is it? Batman.
That's more of what are we reading?
Yeah.
I'm collecting it. I'm not getting rid of them. Anything I purchased today,
the Dells and stuff like that you've been getting. That's more of a collecting.
Yeah, I get the Dells too. I mean, I got some older ones.
Some Dells they have some great covers, and they're hard to find in high grade for sure.
Honestly, I'll go for a $5 one. That's what I go for. I'm not gonna. I mean, I've seen some $20 ones. I'm thinking like, okay, I can get a few other books, dollar books for that, but
20 years ago, $20 and $30 Dells were commonplace. The problem is that market is pretty much either on fixed income or, up there or down below, depending on how they live their lives. So you can't get that kind of money for them anymore, which is good for people that are into them in 2024, because a smart dealer has lowered the prices on those a lot.
Yeah. So books I like collecting, and I read a long time ago, is The Punisher by Garth Ennis.
Oh, okay.
It just came out of that. It's a little omnibus, so I've been enjoying this. And Firepower. Marvel Tales. The only grail I have, I guess, for me would be the Spider-Man 33, the one where he's underwater on the beams and stuff.
Yeah.
I do like reading the older, like the Gardner Fox kind of stuff from DC. We just started because we read old comic books on Geeky Puppet Show. We have them up, obviously. So if you're a fan of the original stuff and you want a serious reading, just hit me. Yeah. But I've been exploring, going through that, reading the Fantastic Four from Stan and Jack. Just Avengers. But I don't really collect as much as I used to. I've just like I know Erica says, I've sold off my collection and just start over again.
Yeah.
I got into comic books around 2003. Before that, I had no idea. I was like 19. I had no idea that there even was like comic book stores, because I didn't really see comic books in the store anymore. I grew up in the 90s seeing like, oh, there's Simpsons. Okay. And then one day it was gone off by the magazines. So I figured, okay, that's all there is,
My little brother, he actually got me back into it. Of course, I had a lot of comic books, Marvel cards, toys that were passed down from my older cousins, because I was born in '93. But they would pass me down, so I would always be a little bit late to new things. But like, I got to enjoy like G.I. Joes and Batman and all of that old school stuff just as much as somebody in the 80s that was born, So my little brother, me and him started watching the Marvel movies. Iron Man 1 came out, Iron Man 2. And then like when Avengers came out and all that, he got me hooked into it again. And so I would always tell him, oh, I remember I had that book. Oh, I remember I had this, and as it went on, I'm like, you know what, let me see how much that book is worth. And I would go look for it. And then I just I got into collecting comic books and original art now. So he's still into it, but like I'm all the way into it now. So like,
yeah, once you start getting into the original art collecting phase, and you're kind of like, all right, I need to kind of calm down, because there's a lot that you can buy, but it's expensive,
Yeah,
and you need 3 jobs.
Yeah, I do a lot of. I take him to the yard sales and estate sales to go try to hunt for this stuff.
Okay.
And I have a flooring business, so he goes and works with me, and he saves up, and then we'll go yard selling so we could find stuff for him. And one time at a yard sale, this was estate sale actually, it was 4.5 months ago. We end up finding an original piece of art, a page from Spidey Super Stories number 8.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, page 11 it was. It's all Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's John Romita Sr. and I think it's, Winslow Mortimer, I think. They worked on the first 15 issues. On the cover is all John Romita Sr.
Yeah.
It was just cool to find the original page for like $100. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So we got lucky on that one. And then once I got hooked on that, seeing like the inking and how clean it is, and what's so crazy is on that page, they actually did a remark. So like they have a little, instead of doing every single logo, they would have cutouts and they would just like tape them on there, So it's cool to see that cutout, but you could kind of see it's lifted, and like he had a drawing behind it. So you could see something that was never there on the page that everybody else knows,
They actually, if you go into comic book stores, I don't know if yours does, but mine does. I've seen they actually have, like, they're on the volume 3 of just like John Romita Sr. kind of like his art stuff, showing his just doing the inking and stuff before the coloring. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. And a lot of that stuff didn't survive, it's early stuff. So it's cool to have something.
So, Venk, did the name Win Mortimer ring a bell for you?
Yes, but I can't remember what
Old
it is.
Superman artist.
He did, yeah. He did a lot of the Batman covers, the early Batman covers. Winslow Mortimer, yeah. He did like that Joker cover with a whole bunch of letters everywhere. It's a real fan. It's a black cover. It's like early, like 30s, 40s.
I didn't know he did Batman covers. I knew him primarily from Superman, but that's
he did
interesting.
Comics. I have a couple of books of his as well. The reason I was kind of hesitant to say his name because I'm pretty sure that was him that worked on that book with him. But him as an artist, I think he's just so underrated because he's done some iconic covers for Batman and Detective Comics that people don't know who the artist is, like a John Romita is, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Eva Blackadder is our local Batman historian.
Oh, I'm a big Batman fan, as you can see in the back.
but my Batman knowledge only goes back to post-crisis.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of pre-crisis.
I'm a big fan of the old stuff. So Golden Age stuff, I'm in love with. Of course, Silver Age. Like I was bringing up, I collect Mark Jewelers double covers.
Yeah.
Like iconic cover. Like I have a couple here I could show you real fast, actually.
Let me get full screen here.
Any of you guys have like any
Especially full screen the other person.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. That's cool.
I'm still fixing some stuff up in here, so let's see.
Don't worry, we don't judge anybody out loud here.
Oh, okay, not out loud. As long as it's
I thought we'd do it out loud.
Only when it's me. Only when it's me.
Let's see. How do you change it? Let me see.
Oh, you're on your phone? Oh, okay. Well, I just turned the camera off. There you go.
Oh, let me see. All right, I'm gonna turn you guys this way.
Yeah, it's probably the better way.
Yeah. So that's X-Men 211.
Nice.
That's a double cover 9/8, and then.
Now, are you preferred slabbed or you do prefer raw?
So I prefer raw, but when it's a double cover, like something I'm shooting for a 9/8, like I have the Mark Jewelers in this book here as well.
Okay.
The direct, the newsstand, and now the double cover. So I try to like, if I think it's worthy of a 9/8, of course that's what I'm shooting for, is try to get the 9/8s. But if it's 9/4 or less, depending on the book, but it's normally just kept raw. Yeah. And that's actually Hildebrandt's. It's a preliminary art for that card right there.
Okay, cool.
And then next it's Wolverine number 2. That's a double cover 9/8 as well.
Nice.
I'm a big fan of double covers and Mark Jewelers and all of that. So
how did you get? How did that become your like field of interest in particular?
So when I was looking into the 90s stuff, there was some books that I thought, I just barely got back into it. I'm doing research and I see like I always remembered Fatal Attractions was like a big book when I was younger, at least. And I always thought, I was like, let's see how much that one's worth. And to see what the price was, I'm like, why is it that worth so little, But, and then I did research as, it's well overprinted and all of that. So it got me into looking for newsstands. And then I got into newsstands, finding the 9/8 of those 90s books that I loved. And then I started going into Silver Age, wanting to find, if I'm going to have a low grade, I would like it to be a Mark Jewelers low grade at least. At least it's something a little bit harder to find, So I would start looking into Mark Jewelers, doing the research on that. There's actually another insert. It's the white diamond. So like that one, it's not Mark Jewelers. It's a different company, which those ones are pretty hard to find.
Never heard of it before.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah,
they're really hard to find. They only, like Mark Jewelers went all the way up to 78, but these ones, they only did it for like 5 years. So
how did you come across the white diamond ones? Where that knowledge as far as those?
So I have a buddy. I don't know if you guys know. There's a couple people I know, but
there's a lot of YouTubers. So if you say, chances are we may or may not.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So it's a 9.9 newsstand. His name's Manu, and then we also have a couple other friends that they're real big collectors in the Error comics and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I always just ask them. I did research, and they would point me in the right direction to ask somebody else, or a website, somebody that just made up a little. They did their own version of what they found and pictures of it. So
my knowledge is if you ever see a Paulo Costa, he comes in here. You know, usually he's in the chat. He's one of those guys who just knows every little like fact that you may not care about, but to him, he's like, "This is cool." I love the little facts.
No, I love that too. Yeah. Like when I show everybody a book, because I sell comics.
Yeah.
Like once every 3 months with a buddy on mine on Instagram, just to have fun. But I love to give all that little feedback of like what year it was, and you know, all this. There's a Doctor Strange book that I love, and it's Marvel got sued by using somebody else's likeness. It was an actor, and I forgot who it was, but like not that many people know about that. So when you bring it up, like it's just
we have a guy named Dalton that he's obsessed with Doctor Strange. He's probably the only person that probably would know that.
It's like not that many people know. I love to bring that knowledge to somebody to maybe that would entice them to look into that run and collect it or something, you know.
You just from watching the channel, you can see BREEN has been around the block as far for a while as far as he has a lot of extensive college knowledge. But then
basically he's been here when they put down the cement to make the block.
Oh yeah.
It ain't joke. But
don't forget it, son.
He's also got a friend, Joe Corallo, who's also a writer who also knows he's also into like
we call him Joe.
Yes, we call him
That's
Joe.
right.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of obscure knowledge too sometimes.
He also collects original art.
Yeah.
Oh really? Nice.
So it's always like it's just kind of funny when you have Joe and you have Paulo on at the same time. It's just like if you have questions, now it's time to ask.
yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I always have so many questions, and I'm always DMing my friends, like, or other people that I find out that they know a little bit. I'm like, hey, I just need this question, and that'll lead me to be able to find out what I need to find out, you know. But
like I said, I learned all my knowledge through just joining these live streams like here, and like a lot of times I don't really collect as much. I'm more the person I just want to read it, you know. Yeah. So I'll buy an essential book instead of buying the hunting down the floppies. Oh, it is fun though, hunting down individual issues. Like I have like 6 more or some more books from the 2005 Miss Marvel run, which I used to have. So it's been fun collecting those, seeing them when they pop up. E does his auction on Saturday nights here, so I've got a few through his. You know,
was that the last auction that you guys had? Is that the?
Yeah, he does it every Saturday night around like I think it's 8 Eastern, BREEN.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So yeah,
is he putting a stop to that, or was that just
no
regular tantrum?
That was a regular tantrum. You're not hoping here.
Nah. Usually around this time I do that segment about where do we get these books, but last time he was pretty adamant about dropping the auctions for a while.
It's hard, and when you're trying to like make money, and your living is basically by selling comic books. Basically, he's a comic book. It's not the comic book shop, but he goes in auctions and he buys stuff and they try something here, and that's just how he makes his living. So it kind of I can understand it gets frustrating when you're used to selling a bunch of stuff and all of a sudden just like nobody shows up that night. You have you have that bad night, so it gets frustrating. So, but I like it because a lot of times they'll have like books that I like and they'll have them for $1 or so or $2 versus where I go to my store it's like $4, and like you get that cool get that $9 shipping though, but it's like you can get that like $9 or $10, own box and stuff. So it's cheaper than if you're going through eBay. eBay is nice, for books, but it's just shipping that kills you.
It is, yeah, for sure.
I
rather, if I find a book that I want, I'll look for it on eBay. But if I don't see like 3 other books that he's selling that I want, I don't buy it. I'm like, I gotta make it worth it. I
like it though because like E does not do the slab books. He just sells good reader copies. They are good. Well, he's more harsher on books than I'd say anybody else I know is. So there was a guy who would buy could buy books from E, and then he'd go grade them, get them graded, and they actually were worth more than what E thought they were.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like getting like the raw books, and then being able, if I wanted to go and slab them. I don't really slab stuff. I mean, I'd like just wanting to read the book, if it's something that you're just gonna buy, say it's your favorite. It is your favorite. You got those 2 issues there. Those are double covers. That is a reason to slab that maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't see the value in slabbing everything. You know.
Yeah, that's how it is for me too. Like I have maybe a total of 20 books that are slabbed, and it's possible. It's more of just to. It's not so much about the grade. It's just I don't want them to get messed up. So like they're golden age, they're real fragile. The paper's brittle, you know. So I feel safer it being in there than me having it in something. You know?
That's I feel like golden age books. Golden age books you might as well have a slab. Like I look at some of the Dell books. You know how old they are. From like especially from like any from the 40s. You can see it's already flaking as it is. And I'm like. It's paper. Every after a while, paper is just gonna fall apart. But you're doing cameras.
Look at the book rock; it just falls apart.
Yeah, but hey guys, you can turn your cameras on. Jeez.
Let's see. So what do you guys?
I'm really a wife beater. I don't want to creep people out.
Yeah, you're fine, buddy.
I'm in the kitchen. I'm washing dishes.
With the little apron on?
No, I don't own an apron. I just wipe hands on my shirt.
I don't want to feel like we're singling. I'll take it off full screen. I don't feel like we're singling you out here.
Oh no, you're fine. I don't. I've been on.
It's like first time on here, but they're putting me on full screen.
Yeah,
I was just kind of like,
here you go.
Everyone else is quiet. They're like,
oh yeah.
I just didn't want to interrupt. You were on a roll.
What do you guys feel about foreigns? Do you guys collect foreign comics as well? Or?
You know, I've seen every now and then I'll go on Instagram and there's a Western comic and I always forget the name of it, but I think it's made in Italy, and the art on it just always looks so cool. It's like Lucky Louie or it's like a cowboy though, and somebody used to post pictures and panels of it all the time, and I was like, this is really cool. If they ever printed this in English, I would pick it up in a heartbeat because I can't read Italian. But I mean, I read a lot of manga too. I mean, it's English, but
yeah, I love foreign. I've been into foreigns for like a year and a half, or I would say 2 years now actually. And it's funny how you could see the transfer. I got to see like it turn over to it being like kind of mainstream where people are like really collecting it. Because when I was looking for books, I could find so much books, and pricing was like. The average was like between $5 to $30. Like if it was a bigger key, like $45. And now once they hit the heritage auction, like people are on those all day. So I'm glad I picked up what I did when I could. And now I have like a Hulk 181 from Brazil, from UK, from Italy, from a couple other places, like all the Hulk 180. I was trying to collect every single 181 cover that they made in foreigns, you know, even if it was in the 80s, because some of them, the foreign comics say came out in 72, but the UK didn't release till like 78, you know, so it's a big year difference. But yeah, I was trying to collect every 181, and now it's kind of like out of the picture.
That's kind of why I have a love-hate relationship with the MCU. I love the early movies and stuff, but it made everything go up in price ridiculously. Half-price books, I don't know if you have them by you at all, but they used to have by me. It's kind of like an Ollie's, whatever discount store, and they had everything. You could find old school trades from like the 80s and the 90s stuff, and just individual books. Now everything is jacked up in price, whether it's a key or not. Yeah. And it's just like, what the heck? You know, because they figured, there's comic movies coming out, so you can get like they jacked up the price on, like, say what used to be like $1 book is now like $9 book because the character was in a movie.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like nuts.
Found it. It was Lucky Luke, not Lucky Louie. My bad. Lucky Luke. But it's like an Italian Western.
Isn't Lucky Louie from Animaniacs?
He might be. He might be.
Was that one of the Goodfellas?
No.
What was that?
Lucky Louie was the guy. It was a normal kid that walked around in Animaniacs or something like that.
I remember Life with Louie.
Yeah, that was a good show. Camp Candy as well.
I like Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I remember that.
Bobby's World.
Oh.
I remember that too.
Of books. I'm a big Wolverine.
Now let's see how old some people. Anyone remember Wonder?
Oh, Wolverine. Which one is that?
So this is 102 and a half. This is a mail away by Upper Deck.
Is it the Bone Claws?
What was that?
Yeah,
Bone Claws. Yeah, it's from Marvel Masterpieces, the cards that they were releasing. So you would have to mail it. They'll mail it to you. You would have to send a thing out, and then they would send you the book back. But this book is like so hard to find in high grade, but such a beautiful book.
I want to say it's 90s. Is that after Magneto took away his medal?
Yeah. So the Masterpieces is definitely after. Yeah.
Yeah. It just looks so weird with the Bone Claws in that costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
The back is just, the hill.
Shiny.
Nice.
Is that when he becomes one of the Horsemen?
What was that?
This is the Horseman of the Apocalypse.
Yeah, in order to get Anta back, he joins with Apocalypse.
Oh, yes.
And thinking he can resist the mental, control. But yeah.
You know what's funny? Actually, I just got a foreign book in today. Actually.
Yeah, I just found out those Italian comics, they actually do sell them in English print on Amazon.
I thought foreign books were manga.
Manga are, but then I also like Westerns, and there are no mangas that are Westerns, American Westerns.
Excuse me, Trigun.
Bebop?
Bebop kind of, but I'm talking about like riding a horse, high noon showdown.
Well,
Western.
that was Trigun.
Oh, one of those. So we're not going to count the Bull Run from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure then?
I have not seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. At this point, I'm too afraid to start.
There's also Gungrave. Yeah. There's some Westerns, but they're like sci-fi Westerns. All right. Ooh, that's a nice cover.
Say that though.
This is an Italian edition on Captain America 100.
I know there's lots of Italian comic books that Disney does, because don't they have a bunch of like Donald Duck that was done in Italy?
Yeah. There's definitely quite a bit of Disney.
And then you have which got turned into a cartoon, which is very different from the source material.
The one stream we start talking about foreign comic books, Paulo's not here to talk about foreign comic books.
Oh man,
he shows up. It's on Graphic Man. Graphic Man is another channel that that's usually on Wednesday nights.
Well, it's about 4:30 in the morning in Portugal, so I'm sure he saw him.
Yeah, he's probably but I mean but Paulo will be on there.
Hey, if I can be here at 4:48 in the morning, he can be here.
Yeah, but you're a college student. He's a struggling writer.
Yeah,
he's got to pretend to go out and look for jobs and stuff.
But what I was trying to say is that Paulo actually will start showing off the foreign books, foreign variants of a lot of popular Marvel and stuff.
Most of those are things he's got files for.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have them in stock. Yeah, he doesn't have them here, but yeah. There you go.
Yeah, this is Italian as well.
Ed Echo, the Falcon.
Oh. Yep.
I thought it was a Hulk for a second.
It's like what year was that published over there?
So over there it is 7. Let me see. I think this one's quite a bit. I think it's around 5.5, 6 years after. It was released in the U.S. counterpart. So let me double check real fast. Yeah, see, these books here, these ones are getting sent out to be graded. Because there was one this one came out in 74. So nice. I'm assuming the original was 67 on this one.
The first Falcon?
Yeah.
69.
Now, are you?
Yeah, 69.
Okay, 69.
Are you able to read those at all? Do you know
the language?
Yeah.
Oh no! I could read Captain America on the front cover. That's it. Yeah, no.
There's all the difference between being able to read the language and knowing what the words actually mean.
Yeah, I could read the Spanish and Brazil ones. Brazil ones are still, it's different language, but I could kind of get the gist of it. It's almost Spanish.
I wonder if like when they translate or they write it in their own language, do they like change the dialogue at all? Because
actually they do. Because the Spanish one, I looked a couple up a while back to see word for word. You know, of course, different languages in Spanish, like ven pa acá, it's different. That means come over here instead of, you know, it's just those little words. It makes it a big difference because when they put it in the Spanish one and I read the English one, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound the same. Like it's funny. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I was wondering that because like the manga is like, you know, Japanese is a totally, and you go translate it. It's like sometimes there isn't an English word for whatever the word they're using. So it's like.
That's why it's different. They have to replace it with something, and so.
No, you have multiple options of what the world could be.
Oh,
that's cool.
So
trading card?
Yeah, these are real interesting. So these are the UK Wolverine Unleashed.
Nice.
So since Wolverine, what was it, 81, the ongoing series, that one released. So this one they would release 3 books per one. But all of their covers are original. They're not the same cover. So like, even though Wolverine or Weapon X, the what is it? Marvel Comics Presents. This is that book here. It's just a different cover, so it's not the same. But the reason why I chased this one is because it has the cards here, and
still sealed.
Still sealed, taped on the actual comic.
That's cool.
I've had this book like 4 times and never had the cards. And I finally found one with the cards. So
I wonder, like, if that was a kid that owned that book, or it was an adult that bought the book when it came out. You know.
Yeah.
As a kid, it's unopened. I need to open it.
Yeah, I'm like that right now. I want to open it live right here. Just open it.
Maranya, you can say go. I want to bet on it.
Here's a cool one. This is on Image. This is Italian as well. This is Spawn #1.
Oh,
but
nice.
It's pretty cool because it has Spawn, Wildcats #1, and Youngbloods #1.
It's a sampler.
Yeah, it's a pretty thick book too.
Now, how much are you paying for these?
So, oh man,
if you don't mind me asking, yeah.
Yeah, I bought these a while back. So this book right now in this condition, I would say this is a 9.2, around that area. I was trying to get a 9.8. I was trying to chase a 9.8 in this book, and I just gave up. But this one is probably like $120 in this grade. You know, you could probably find some for $20, $25. But in this grade, I seen some sell between 100 to 120. This one here, this is the one that's actually going to be sent out to get graded. On Heritage Auction 2 months ago, a 7.5, which is the highest grade on the census, sold for $1,400. But this one, I think, has a chance of beating the 7.5. So if it could get at least an 8.0, it could be $1,000 book. But
you paid you obviously didn't pay that much for you.
Yeah, this one I paid $100. I paid $100 for this.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was back then. So to get it for $100 was, in my mind, looking back, I'm like, dang, I overpaid. But now that I have it now, it's a good deal. You know, like back then, I probably could have got it for less. But this book, what it could be worth, especially condition wise, and like it's just really sharp corners. You know, I think
now you got me curious as far as what the differences of translations are now, like with the words and stuff.
Yeah, let's take a look.
At the Avengers Assemble in English. What is it in Spanish?
Yeah, no, it's different.
Cool doggy. I saw a dog there or something. Yeah.
There's a dog in there. I know that.
There's that. Okay, Echo Falcon.
Yeah.
Echo Falcon. I don't know. That's fun.
Are any of these writers still alive? The ones who are doing the translations?
Actually, I've never even looked that up.
Yeah.
I've never even looked that up. A couple of the Brazil artists, when it comes to foreign comics, like Brazil is like top of the line. Like those are the ones that are worth.
Hold on. We got there.
We'll open this up and we'll go page by page.
Yeah.
And Donnie can translate for us.
Amazing, bro.
That's awesome.
I had one of those in a 5.0, and then we sold it, or I traded it And I was like, oh, I'll get one. I'll get another one. And then, of course, you never get another one. I'm like, dang, I need to find another one.
So we call that breening. You just got breened.
What is that?
You show a book, and then Breen's like, oh, I have this laying right here.
Yeah.
we used to do a show on a channel called Graphic Man where a bunch of us, it's called the 4 Color Fossils.
Yeah.
And a bunch of us old guys would show off stuff, and a couple weeks in a row, I did. Somebody would show something, and I would I knew where my copy was, because at one time I had probably thousands of comic books in this room. Now I don't have any. I finally cleaned them all out. But I would go grab it, and then somebody coined the term breening when someone shows the same book.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it just kind of stuck. That's where that comes from.
That's cool. So what do you collect?
At one time I had everything. I had from Fantastic Four #1 through the Siege event in 2010.
Really?
And for DC, I had every major Silver Age key with the exception of Showcase 4.
Oh yeah, that's a hard book to find.
Now, Condition's never been. I mean, I like my Hulk #1, my Incredible Hulk #1. Someone shot a BB through his head.
Oh,
Fortunately, the back cover was the exit wound, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got it for under $200.
Oh wow.
So that's probably well into 4 figures, even in that condition now. I paid. My comic dealer and comic shop dealer and I were good friends and have been for decades. And he worked it out to where my Amazing Fantasy 15 was $999.99. So I didn't have to say I paid $1,000 for a book.
Wow, that is.
And I also picked up the first Tales to Astonish 27 that day. So he got my wallet pretty good, because that was another like $300 on top of that. But
hey, that would be a great day.
But those books now are so far in the stratosphere that
oh yes,
I couldn't. I'll never have any of those again. I mean, like this era, like 5 years later, 6 years later, these are the one. Like that's pretty much the best I can hope for at this point, because I'm 62, so it's not like I've got 50 years left to get them all back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you can be proud that somewhere in the attic is the last 5 of the 15 commandments.
I've been looking for those. I think the raccoons got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just racking my brain about that. It's like, who fires a BB gun in a comic book?
Yeah.
Okay, if you in that era, half of the back cover ads were for Daisy BB guns.
Yeah, but I mean,
every kid had one in fucking 1962. Who knew that was going to become something? You put it up there,
did he just put it up on a stand and was just shooting it?
You got Ed though, you said, right?
Or was somebody reading it and he just shot the kid?
I don't know. I said I said that the back cover had a big gaping hole in it, but
it's just like
as big a hole as a BB can make going out.
I mean, I can understand today's certain books you might want to shoot them or burn them because they're garbage.
Well, you have 28,000 variants.
But I tell you what, though, it allowed me to get. I mean, I said the Amazing Fantasy had part of a non-story page torn out, and it was still $1,000 20 years ago. Now that book is, that book's probably 40,000 in that.
Yeah, any grade like talking 0.5 to 1.0 is 15 grand at least.
It just drives me nuts. My shop has Avengers #6, but it's like missing like the first 5 pages.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
I can handle 1 page, but beyond that, my X-Men #1 looked like it had been through the wash, but it allowed me to get that for like $120.
I saw a Daredevil #1 time that had like Sharpie bleed through on the front cover, someone's name on it. I think it was a military issue, but that thing still pulled in. The comic guy told me he was still charging like 150,
That
maybe
was
close to 200 for it. I'm not sure what he finally sold it for, but I think he told me he was trying for like 150.
so. That was Mark Jewelers, you said, because you said military. Is that what you meant? Or
No. So that's what I thought Mark Jewelers meant when he was talking about it. No, this was just some guy's signature on it. I guess in case he moved bases and it got lost, people might know who
you had to put your name on it if you had it in the military.
Okay.
It had to be on the cover. I don't know why, but those were the rules back then.
Yeah, but it was still a Daredevil #1 though, so you could still get.
I probably would have taken it with that on there.
Me too.
I forgot which issue, but remember when someone here in the auctions bought a Justice League without the E's in it?
It had what in it?
That was ancient. That's ancient history to me. I barely remember that. I remember.
I remember when E bought a cover thinking it was a book, and it turns out it's only this cover. And you want to sell for $10. Oh, more assorted accusations against Neil Gaiman expected to emerge. Neil Gaiman being accused of
yeah,
I don't even though I don't like the guy, I don't want to cheer it on because I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, we've seen people get their careers over somebody who's obsessed with them and they're mad because they dumped them.
I think Zach had a great point. He said he's still a big enough name to where if this doesn't, it's like wondering why the usual suspects haven't been dogpiling like they did with Ed Piskor.
Yeah,
it's because he could survive this, and then it would, and then fuck all those people, his careers up, because he would still have enough clout to do that. So they're kind of laying back and seeing what happens. So
it's not like Warren Ellis where he had nothing and they just
oh no, Warren Ellis, I said, yeah, it's 20 years later. We want to complain about the consensual sex we had with you, but you didn't do enough for our careers.
Yeah.
So since we're living in the upside down, we're going to come after you now and end your career. And they did.
It's just like, I don't know as far as the Neil Gaiman thing, if he did or if he didn't. I mean, obviously if he did, I hope that he pays for his actions, But if he didn't, even though I don't disagree with him on politics and stuff, I don't want to see him taken down because, remember Chris Hardwick?
But here's the thing, though.
Chris Hardwick had a crazy ex-girlfriend that tried to accuse him of stuff.
Things.
Came out as false.
Yeah, a couple things.
Yeah.
He looks like Howard Stern in drag. So I don't know what woman would have in the first place. But
I thought it was the guy from the Pink Floyd at first.
When he came out as a male feminist, he made it a point to say, believe all women. Yep. But now a woman.
But we all know you can't trust a male feminist.
And he's saying, oh, no, I didn't do it. Because I was watching Aaron Sparrow, and he goes, I don't know what to do here, Neil, because just you told me to believe all women. And so it's like, now what? Yeah, like I said, what he said, being a male feminist is a proclamation and a warning or something like that. And it's true because it's like,
because let's face it, every time we turn around, we're hearing some new male feminist doing something creepy, like going into a woman's shower.
It's
I'm not saying that he might be perfectly innocent, but if nothing else, maybe you learn something from this, Neil, that no, you don't believe all women, because the ones that lie through their tits really screw it up for the women who actually have things happen to them.
Teeth.
Oh, darn!
No, he knows what he
the wrong thing. What a boob I am!
Yeah.
I mean, look at the whole thing with so the Jinjo. Well, it's your fake Jinjo. Well, that poops on the bed, and how she just lied through whole tits.
I like.
I'm starting here. I like
your boy Zach. Why does it always have to come about someone making a poopy comment? No matter where you go, there's always someone has an analogy. Yeah. It's about shitting the bed. It's like, can we just not talk about that? Can we? I don't want that picture in my head anymore. We did the whole Amber Heard thing last year. We're done with that. Let's move on.
Yeah, and to let Breen know, because in his old age he forgets the difference. Teeth are what you
come
have
on.
to fake ones. The tits are what you are stuck with.
So, I hope when the time comes when I do start losing control of my bowels, I hope it's the first time I come to visit you where you live.
You're like 50,000 years old. You're never gonna lose control of your bowels.
Guys, enough. This is Donnie's last stream. What I signed myself into.
It's fun.
So it's great having a new person here that shows off other books that we haven't seen before. I guarantee that none of us here have seen any of those foreign books, unless they're actually non-foreign or in American version.
No, those were cool.
No, they are. I mean, I love seeing like stuff in other countries, the translate stuff, and it's interesting to see because they are, to me, they are rare. But then again, maybe they are not as popular. They are more popular than I think they are because
I've had a couple of of the Marvel books from the 70s that were published in England because they have that pence instead of cents. But I also have this newspaper comic. I think it's called Smash. It came out in England in the 60s. But I don't have anything with a language other than English.
I actually been doing some research for newspaper ads, the comic strips, and I found a couple in the UK, and then I found quite a bit in the US. But I always thought that was pretty cool because there's one that I see that it goes into 4 different newspapers, and that's the only way you'd be able to get the whole story is to get that different newspaper to complete it. So I've been trying to just complete one of those, but I didn't think people were gonna think like the way I was thinking. So like some of those newspapers are expensive, and I'm like, oh man, all right. So got to change my ways.
Yeah, the ones I've been trying to collect are the UK Spidey Super Stories.
Oh yes, okay. So Spidey Super Stories, people sleep on those because I love those books. Those are hard to find in high grade, man.
To me, and not even just high grade. I just want to read the stories because it's like I've read pretty much through all Web, Spectacular, all this stuff, amazing. That's stories I haven't read before, and there's one of them. I think it's one of the first issue or the second, the first early issues. You have Doc Ock against Spidey. It's a story I haven't read with Doc Ock. It's really cool.
Yeah,
see those.
You got to everybody that is in the chat or whatever. Just read your comics though, because it makes you get a better appreciation for them. Because I was starting to collect, and I said, okay, I'm going to read them. And I would read them, and some books like even this book here, Walt Disney. I collect high grade black covers of Walt Disney.
Nice.
And just when you read it though, like
why does it
make me appreciate the book? Like I was so close to like, okay, maybe I'll trade this or sell it to somebody to get something else. And now I don't want to get rid of it because I'm like, oh man, I love the story. It's so funny. Like the humor back then is so much different compared to now.
I didn't get it. I was probably 58 or 9, maybe even 60 when I really came to appreciate those old Dells.
Yeah,
the Disney stuff, because that's something else that I said. If you ever get bored, check out the Graphic Man channel and watch one of those 4-color fossil episodes. Because a couple of the host, Graphic Man, he has probably at least 1,000 of those Dell and Gold Key Disney comics, and you see just some incredible stuff that these guys have.
Yeah,
you got more show off here.
Yeah, these are just Dell as well. Some really high grade. This one's not that old, of course, but I just love the cover. It's a black cover, and then these are the older ones at 10 cent and 12 cent.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, they're really clean. Like I was really surprised to even find them in this grade, and it's just
Yeah,
but just beautiful books. The stories inside are great. And just the art on these, I like to do a little art here and there. So I appreciate it when you try to like, I see how simple the art is, but it's so hard to duplicate. You know, like the way they had it down at the time, like especially on some of the Walt Disney holiday ones, like the art on those, man, like it was just so ahead of its time. You put them in today's art and it kind of just blends in. It just, you can't, they're not outdated, you know.
You know what I get a kick out of? Holding a book that's from like from the 40s.
I love it. Yes. The smell. You get to like
know that. Not the smell. I mean, it kind of stinks a little bit. But,
yeah, I love the smell.
But I mean, like, knowing this book was around during World War II, like, and it was just like more than 80 years ago. You know, back when I was a boy.
You're not a true collector if you haven't opened up an old comic to the middle, stuck your head in it like Tony Montana and that scene from Scarface.
You're in 480p right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, starting my head was kind of wacky. I forget we call these books. What is it?
Essentials?
Bro,
Essentials?
I'll say this. Yeah. You need to get into like radio or something, man. Your voice is, your voice is crazy. You can make some good money in radio.
Yeah. Every time I meet somebody for the first time.
Okay. In case he hasn't heard it, give him the reverse.
Oh, hey, nice to meet you. Actually, this is how I really sound. But, you know, I just use the deep voice because it brings in the women, the ladies. They love it, you know. But, you know, and then whenever they're around.
I talk like this, you know, they love the deep and sexy voice.
Yeah, he does the Ray Romano voice. This is his normal voice.
Oh, is that Spectre? Oh, man, I love Spectre.
Showcases, yeah. Dude, like I said, I like getting those old like phone books.
Yeah, do they still make these, or they don't?
That's yellow book right
now. Not like that anymore. Everything is now either like the epic format with the new reprinted inking.
They make
Got the Wolverine one that's pretty thick, and then you got the Spectre one that's even thicker.
Dude, like I said, I loved collecting the essentials. I got the Spider-Man of essentials off. Like I like the epics, but the epics, the essentials were black and white. So man, I got this so used to that, you know. Yeah. Some people are just really like picky. Like I will not read a book that's in black and white. That was me when I was Walking Dead. But then I actually sat down and I was like, holy crap, this is actually a really good story. I'm collecting the deluxe edition because I missed out on the original. So it's cool to read it in color version now, and I'm like, hey, there's actually a zombie here now. I didn't see them last time.
Oh yeah, no. Walking Dead is some great art too.
Yeah,
amazing art in there. Some Batman.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's.
Two-Face had horrible sense. He had horrible fashion sense back then.
Yeah. Yeah. What was he thinking, huh?
What? Yeah.
He made two wrong choices though, because he had two different suits on.
I guess the suit was supposed to be as ugly as his personality on that side.
No. It's a little worse than that.
Right.
Yeah, I like going after the trades and all the classic stuff. I got the Final Crisis one. I have Flashpoint one. I call the soft. What do you call it? Soft cover. Normal trades. Yeah, trade backs. Whatever. Paperbacks. Yeah.
Right. What's up, Emerald? Maranya saying, I appreciate Eric's pun. My nickname is PG. We won't go into detail on that, Maranya.
Oh, I'm just curious. What baseball hat is that? Like, what hat you got on? Is that
is
that baseball? Or?
Hat. It doesn't have anything on it.
Okay, I wasn't told if it was like a.
He's a poser. It's not a real sports hat.
I'm a poser. I'm not a real.
That's all good. I was just curious.
Well, I mean, it could be like nowadays they have the baseball caps, but they're like the DC stuff, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you never know until the person turns their hat around.
Yeah, I have a couple of those. I'm a D-back. I'm from Arizona, so I'm a D-back fan.
Oh, okay, cool, nice.
I do collect a lot of those Marvel hats though.
I feel sorry for you in Arizona. That's like a dry heat.
MK's, I don't know how MK feels about that because Arizona beat the Yankees the 1 year America felt sorry enough for them to root for them.
Oh, yeah, you remember that year, right? Yeah, 2001. Although I'll admit, as much as that stung, I don't think it stung quite as much as 2004. Something else happened that year, but I forgot though.
MK, you remember the actual year
I thought you were
Oh,
going
yeah,
to say
true. Yeah,
2003 when they lost to a 10-year-old team, which is as bad as losing to a 5-year-old team.
I mean, it's not as bad as losing your tag team championships to a grown man and a kid at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but that's all scripted, though. You know. So.
Well, so is baseball.
No, it ain't. Well, unless you're Pete Rose, maybe. You know. But yeah.
Oh, that is very cool.
Wow.
I'm a big fan of this kind of stuff.
Eric, you still got your toilet paper? You should show your toilet paper.
Yeah.
This is the Sugar Smacks. It would be cut inside there. This is from 1955.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff too. I don't have the opportunity to get stuff like that very often, but
Lollapalooza. These are so interesting, man. These ones have like Bernie Wrightson, Neil Adams, quite a bit of their early art, and it's all up to date. So when you look inside here, like Bernie Wrightson and Neil Adams, like it'll show every book that they've done, and then they would do art in here to showcase their art and be able to like advertise themselves, you know. So it was a group of people that made this Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
So that's number 2, and this is number 4, and this one's pretty much just all art, but it does have all of their, you see their names down here.
That's cool.
Quite a bit of names. Adams, you know.
Wood, yeah, Wrightson. That's
Wrightson.
Milgram, who no one talks about.
Damn, there's a couple names I don't recognize. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let's see. Neil Adams, Alfredo Alcala, John Byrne. I'm gonna say Gene Day.
Doris Day.
Al Milgram. I don't know Sens. Walt Simonson. I'm guessing Barry Windsor Smith, Wally Wood.
Yeah. And they also have in here a splash page of is it Wrath? No, it's not Wrath. Warp. Some crazy art in here of Warp. I don't know if you guys ever.
I remember there was an a first comic called Warp in the early 80s. That's from it.
Yeah, that's what it's from. Yep. Yeah. So it's from, well, here, I can show you guys. There's some amazing art, man. Neil Adams is one of my favorite artists. I pretty much have there's 2 I don't, but almost every Adams cover that you could think of in Batman.
I think we're going to rename this stream, call it Meet Donnie Boy.
And I always, when you guys had your, when we grade the covers,
yeah,
I always just had so much fun. I'm like, oh, these people are the people I could see talking to or hanging out with.
We're pretty chill. We're not angry, yelling at the clowns and talking about the same forest things like Game of Thrones sucked, the ending, it's like we try to be more on comic books than we are in pop culture.
Yeah.
And we don't judge anybody. We don't care who you vote for.
And what's cool is that these are numbered. So this is actually number 55 out of 500. So there's only 500 of these made, but here, let's look at this art here.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Oh,
wow, this guy Sean Connery.
Oh, look at the piece. Oh, here, let me show this first, though, because Batman's my guy right there.
Welcome to the Rock.
Peacemaker.
Oh, that was Omek at first.
Wait, who? Oh.
He's got the mohawk.
Oh. That's Simonson, too. A great artist. This right here, oh my God. This art is crazy.
Oh, nice. That's like a Mortal Kombat cover.
You know what you see right there? Something that wasn't done with on an iPad.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I love when people are able to ink on paper and all that stuff and just do that versus people who just use a stylus and just like they make a mistake. They just, hit delete or go back. Yeah.
Cool. You guys have talked about Brazilian comics before. There's actually a Mortal Kombat Brazilian comics, but they're kind of like their own thing.
I know you're going to bring up Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they have Brazilian comics.
I know because you're, just saying MK.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, even with that Avatar, it was still a good year before I figured out what the MK was for.
It's Mario Kart. Get it right.
Ain't Mario Kart, man. Mario Kart.
Even though it is there's Brazilian Mortal Kombat. It is based on that Scandinavian church song, right?
The what? The Canadian church song?
Mortal Kombat. It's based on a Scandinavian church song, isn't it?
I've never heard of that.
That's news to me.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Scandinavians have churches? I don't know that.
Scandinavian church song.
Yeah, I didn't know that they had churches up there.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's in Europe, so yeah, they're gonna have churches.
I'm just fucking with you, seriously.
Oh, is that the Batman? I just realized he's got the Batman animated series, Batmobile, I think.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yep. The one you can't turn in.
Yeah, you can look it up if you want.
It is true. There's no way he was going down any alleyway. It's because there's no way he could turn that without just hitting something.
Oh yeah.
It's like trying to drive a stretch limo and do a 90-degree turn.
Well, Michael Keaton was able to turn in that thing. I mean, that was pretty.
Well, remember he did. He actually his car split apart, and he just kept driving straight the whole entire time.
Yeah.
No, I think there was an episode where he did show like he used the shot out a bat claw like thing.
Also,
like
the difference between
and he turns like that.
The difference between Michael Keaton's car and that car is a longer front though. That's like a Corvette with the just extended front. The other one, who was it? Jeff Dunham was driving, and he said it was like driving just driving a tank. It's like driving a Lincoln. They're boats.
Yeah, that's totally what Eglinton should do one night. Have pictures of every Batmobile and then have us rank them, tier list, like every single one ever. That'd be fun. There's quite a few,
like trading cards by chance, but I collect a lot of Marvel cards, and Upper Deck just released probably like 2 weeks ago that they're gonna start doing DC cards now. So
I remember in elementary school that I grew up in the 90s. I was by 85. I was born in 85, so by 93 when you were born, I was like getting out of. I was in elementary school, and I remember like kids on the playground. He's got I got these X-Men cards. I'm like, oh, these are so cool. But I'm like, after 5 seconds, I was like, okay, let's go to something else, because they're the shiny metallic cards. I remember those And like now those are worth quite a few,
rated 10, they're worth some money for sure.
And there's this guy on Instagram. Instagram's cool. If you're not on Instagram is a great place to find a lot of people who are just comic nerds on there versus Twitter. Twitter is just basically like just politics now.
Yeah, I'm big on Instagram for sure.
Yeah. So Instagram, I follow a lot of artists, and there's this one guy. He just does cards, and he shows all different like sports cards he has and collections. I'm thinking like. And he's got them in the little slabs too.
Yeah.
I was like, you got them slabbed, like little cards slabbed. It's like, yeah. See, like those. Yeah, I'm like, I did not know they graded cards and slabbed them like that.
Oh yeah,
but then it dawned on me because they must because people have baseball cards.
Yeah.
But I thought I'm like, it's a baby slab. It's like think of.
This is one of my favorite artists. He's a sketch card artist for Marvel. He just does some amazing work.
Let's see. You don't need to worry about opening it up because you're never. It's not a book. You're not gonna.
You don't need to read it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's like when I see people this slab a book from like, there's people slabbing variant covers from like books that came out last year.
Yeah. Well, they sell them pre-9/8 already. There's no fun in that.
Yeah.
It's just even then, like they're buying the book literally before it comes out. It pre-orders and 9/8. Like, how are you gonna read the book if you already have it slab? You wouldn't send to you. Like,
right.
Not gonna even.
What's up, J. Rob? Just popped in here. I have comic books from the 90s. Wondering if they are worth anything.
In newsstands.
One of my favorite comic books was a thick book and a whole Spawn novel. Now I lost it. Jeff Dunham is not related to Lena Dunham. Rhaegar, quit trolling.
He's funny though.
Clear cards. Pogs, dude. I never had Pogs. You know,
are either of them related to the Dunham that does the cigarettes?
Instagram is not all thoughts, though. All thoughts are on the 90% of it.
Ooh.
I had a WIF 14 karat gold cards.
Hey, it's still only 35 cents. I mean to check out that channel.
Hey.
So you know, Pogs you brought is it? Pogs were so big for a time that the guy that owns the comic shop that I would go to, he said, he would say, "You may have paid for part of my pool, but Pogs bought my house."
Nice.
Yeah,
and he wasn't kidding. They were just unbelievably big. While Pogs were a thing, you literally could not keep them in the store.
Pogs were like the new, like, what do they call the Jacks? Were they ever?
Yeah.
You just basically, like, yeah, it's like.
I never did figure out what you did with them, but
you're like slammers. You're supposed to like hit them or something with your slam.
Yeah, the slammers were the metal ones, like the thick metal ones, and the Pogs are like the mini cardboard, thinner. Yeah.
All Pogs meant to me were more nerds to wade through on the way to getting my new books on Wednesday.
Not just that, Pogs is like, I noticed that it's like the, remember the what do they call it, the hash bags, or people would just like kick the bag around. What's it called? They're like little beanie bags, but you
hacky sack.
Hacky sack. Sorry, yeah. I can't remember. It's been so long. That was popular too, and all of a sudden, like, that's gone away.
Yeah. Speaking
about yo-yos. Yo-yos
speaking
come
of
back.
stuff that you needed to hit together, Breen, remember when rocks were popular because everyone was hitting them together to make fire?
You remember when people would throw rocks at people?
There was actually a toy they sold way back. It was literally called My Pet Rock. I'm not kidding, by the way. It's like a rock you buy, and you keep it in like a box or like a little haystack type of thing.
I just remember it being very cold until I figured out how to do it.
How to make fire? Yep. And then you realize that fire is the root of all evil. Now the people are just evil now.
Well, no, I couldn't do it because they told me that only you could start forest fires.
No. I've been collecting Savage sort of Conan. These are new ones out. These are fun. If you're not
That's Conan? It looks like a werewolf.
Yeah, so the Conan ones are now. These are the newest issue.
Oh, okay, that's Conan.
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
And it's basically an anthology book. You're still getting like a Solomon Kane story in the background, but Frank Thierry did a werewolf story with Conan this time. Zeb Wells did the first 2 issues of the story. Not Zeb Wells, but sorry, Jim Zub. Jim Zub.
That's a badass looking werewolf.
Dude, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks
this
really
for a
awesome.
cover. So
whoever did the art on that, good artist. A lot of detail.
Not sure who the artist cover Alex Horley. I'm not sure if that's a famous guy or just a new guy.
Oh, nice.
The other cover came. This is the variant cover. So
that's cool.
This is by. This is cover B by Kerry Nord.
Yeah, Kerry Nord was he was a regular artist on one of the Valiant titles, and they also did Daredevil in the 90s. Venk, I'm gonna catch the rest of this, from the chat. So
no problem.
I'm headed out. Donnie, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, and then he made a VPN, didn't he?
Who was it? VPN.
Oh, have a good one, Eric.
Who, Kerry?
Yeah.
Kerry Nord? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good night, kids.
Good night, old man.
Right.
Night, Eric.
Right.
Later.
We got going on the chat here.
I think
Hans and
Zach-
Hacky Sacks were like Beanie Babies in terms of crazy fads. Greatest script in history of mankind.
I never
Beanie
understood the appeal of Beanie Babies.
Dude, Jay, he says he's on the episode 6 of X-Men 97. That is a fun series. I will not. No spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen that. That is just fun.
I keep hearing some mixed things
Yeah,
about
but
it.
there's
Mostly
some
good
things that
things.
should not have been.
I've heard some people say most people they liked it, but some people said they didn't like certain changes. I
Well,
haven't seen it.
there's always people who are going to nitpick through certain things. I had fun all the way through. It's as much fun as watching the original series.
The whole thing was Stone losing the whole Stone Walk should have been a season-long thing.
Did I read them? Jay did not get to read these new issues yet. Came out yesterday, but just flipping through them, like the art on these are just fun. The song, especially like there's a 3-part Solomon Kane story, which is this ending. And like I just love the detail they do in this.
Oh, nice.
All on newsprint paper,
black and white.
Yep. The other ones who've been doing this has been the Vampirist Carmelas, which is basically by Warren Publishing. Since they don't have rights to, I guess, to Vampire anymore, since this couple bought it, they've been putting on Dynamite. So Warren's basically came up with their own magazine called Vampirist Carmela. I don't know if I have any out here though, but yeah, I don't have any out in stock right now. But
you know, comics I'm curious picking up sometimes. I see them. Street Sharks, I think, did some comic books. I don't know if you guys remember that. I did. Yeah, I didn't know. Some friends online told me they did.
Did no idea that they did that.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, Biker Mice from Mars is coming out next week or the week after or something.
Oh, what? A comic series? Really?
Yeah, comic series, brand new comic series.
Yeah. It's supposed to be making a
That's
movie.
Friday. How long has that show been off the air?
I think so. So you want to know what I collect?
Yeah.
I was going through some stuff and I found this, came across this, and I figured why not? I'm never gonna open it, but Donald Trump and Play.
Nice.
So apparently I heard this is going like for a crazy amount of money on eBay right now.
Really?
Yeah, for Donald Trump. So
did you know that in Japan the first appearance of Spider-Man, which is the first appearance of him is actually in a Playboy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Their first appearance to him, came out in a Playboy.
That's probably going to be worth a lot of money, like say 50, 100 years from now, or whatever. You know?
I have a buddy that has 3. There's 3 of them.
Yeah. Zach, why are you quiet?
I just turned on the PlayStation, so that is why I'm quiet. Also, I don't want to interrupt. I don't have anything really worth showing off.
I figured Jurassic Park.
Hiding your face? You can show off your face, bro. You'd be hiding behind your icon.
I'm not at the computer. I'm playing the PlayStation.
This is Donnie's first time being on camera here with us. You can put your camera on. Don't snub him.
You want an empty chair? I mean, that's what you're gonna say.
I get it every Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh, that's funny because it's true.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think this is it's the first time I've seen J-Rob on here. I mean, maybe just kind of
the first thing. One time was it? First time I saw Donnie in the chat a few weeks ago. I immediately thought of Donatello from the Turtles. Just I'm a big Turtle fan. So.
Who was the person that said the song? What song was that?
Which song?
Yeah, somebody said some. Every time I hopped in, somebody would sing this song, Donnie something.
Oh, Chumbawamba.
Is that what it is?
No, I think he means Donnie Boy.
Oh, yeah. There's a
like
Donnie Boy.
That British song.
That was Angleton.
That was probably E. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a song, Donnie Boy.
It's an old English song. Don't ask me to sing it. I don't know.
No, I remember Danny Boy from Danny from
That might be the actual song. Might be Danny Boy.
Yeah,
but Donnie and Danny.
But I think I always think of what's it called, Caddyshack with Danny in there, and the one girl likes them. It's Danny, But I imagine your first name is probably Donnie.
It's actually Donovan.
Donovan. Okay, well,
I did Donnie Boy McCoy for my Instagram because it was an older gentleman. He was a friend of mine. He would always call me Donnie Boy McCoy. What's up? And I would. So I just I just changed it to that. So.
Oh, that's a cool name. That's very unique.
Yeah, he just made up names for everybody.
I just stole mine from a cartoon, Real Dr. Venkman. So. So yeah.
Here's actually a cool foreign right here.
Hold on a second.
Giant size X-Men. This one came out in 81.
Nice.
Yeah, look at the covers in the back though too. Like you can see some. Had some weird covers, different weird colors. You know, like that strange one.
I always thought of that flying squirrel. Like whenever you see Storm in the older books like that, the way she.
I like looking at this because it kind of looks like you're getting like the 1950s sci-fi kind of.
Yeah, well,
the colors they use, the shading
of those Marvel posters that they made for the Blacklight. It kind of reminds me of those posters that it came out like 70s, I think it was. But those posters, they're hard to find.
Thanks for the subscribing, Jay. Well, I hope you're glad you're having fun. You know, like I said, this channel is just kind of like we don't really like. If you vote left or vote right or don't vote at all, we really don't care. You know, it's like we're here to talk about comic books. You know, obviously some of us feel strong about some of the books coming out. There's people who don't like the Crow era. There's people who are pro Claremont. You know, I've come across people who hated Claremont X-Men. You know,
Ooh, I don't even read X-Men.
Who are they?
I know Claremont.
Like I said, I venture out into other parts of the YouTube circle. You know, as far as like like where some of us were basically this kind of venture between a few people, and that's about it. Like once you get out of that bubble, you're like, okay, now I know this person, and like, wait, you also know this person? Like, you know, it's Graphic Man is like a hub for like all those senior citizens as far as guys who were basically around when the books are coming out. It's like so, and then
by books he means the first printing press.
I don't think anyone was around when the first Batman
he's
came
not
out,
even
right?
here, and you're making fun of him. Oh man, say it to his face.
He's with us in spirit.
He's in the chat. You know he's hearing it.
Something we will be saying very soon. When we use the Ouija board.
None of us were around when Batman issue 1 came out, right? With Superman. I mean, that's like what, 1939.
Depends on whether you mean the actual one or the New 52 one or the Rebirth one.
I was around when Action Comics 1000 came out.
What's Action Comics?
I said Action Comics, not Action Comics.
Oh, I thought you said Action Comics.
And if I said Action Comics 1000, that'd be like, whoa.
I said, when did that happen?
One is bad enough.
Did he even have a channel? You have
we
to
don't
have
need 1,000 Action Comics.
That would be cool if one of us knew somebody that was actually like 90 years old around when the original Batman.
I think you'd be a lot more older when you'd be more than 90s if you're in the 30s.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. I'm underselling it. Yeah, you'd
be close in your 90s because my granddad was 1927 and he's 94 or 95 this August.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, have you inherited anything from him as far as like stuff he got from the 40s stuff, or did you just like?
Nah, he's still kicking.
So. I know he's still kicking, but I mean, like, obviously when they get that age, sometimes they start giving away some of their stuff because like they have no attachment to it.
Nah, he had to throw out his books because his bookcase, basically, everything was just turning to dust. So when he moved near the end, because the guy that he used to rent from was gonna break, like, not break. What is that?
Burglarize?
Huh?
Burglarize? Like take his stuff, or
no? Like break down his house. Just get
demolish.
Yeah.
Dude,
in my defense, it's nearly 6 a.m. where I live. I've been up all day.
And you're probably drinking.
No, not tonight.
No. All right.
Like I got too drunk last night to drink tonight.
But you're in your 20s though, for like a couple more months, right?
Another year.
It's good. It's counting down. You were a year before, and you're less than a year now.
Yep. My birthday's 2 days before yours.
I know. I'm going on 40. You're going on 30.
Yeah.
But, so what do you got there, Donnie? You got 2 more books. One looks like it's like a Orange Crush.
This one here. This is a Hulk 181 foreign.
Wow. I would not know. Because it's
right.
Super Adaptoid is in there.
Cover. It has the...
no, actually, that's the Beetle, right? Or is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be. Oh no, that's it is. Yeah, it is. Right.
Well, because I remember the Super Adaptoid was green. He can mimic things. But then I see the gloves there, but I'm like, that has to be the Beetle, but he's green though.
Yeah. They do a lot of different colors.
I thought he was purple. That's I was like, it threw me off. But then again, it's remember the like translation, so maybe they just drew him green because they figured, you know.
There's actually one that they did, Brazil, Hulk 181, and Wolverine is white. Like his suit is white. It's white and black. It's crazy.
Do they change artists though when these get over like foreign? So it's like we might be Gene Colan in the American version, and you're getting somebody else.
Yep. So the artists, especially in Brazil, there's a couple artists that people were pretty, I guess, smart back then. They would keep all the original art. So there's a lot of that original art. They would pretty much, okay, this is Hulk 181, their cover, and they would do their version of it, you know? So they would do that. So it would technically be original art. So you could still find original art covers from foreign books.
But I mean, like the interior art, like do they keep the interior art the same?
Yeah, the interior is the same.
Because that would be just so trippy. You're reading like a Spider-Man book from the early days that was like Stan and Ramita Senior, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what's this? It's the same issue in Spanish, but it's a different artist.
Oh yeah, no, all the pages are all the same, just the ads and the front cover. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's any that they actually did the whole inside, but I'm pretty sure it's just the covers, from what I've seen.
Say no to drugs.
Yeah, say no to drugs.
It's speedy.
That I never even put that together. What? I didn't put that together.
I'm guessing that's what it is because he's holding like that. You know, it's Green
but
Arrow.
No, that's who it is. But I never thought of Speed the drug and him being. I never thought of that. Wow.
Meanwhile, Captain America is going to say yes to drugs.
Which one? The new one?
Sam Wilson.
I said Captain America, not Falcon.
Exactly. I will not. Well, there's also the Captain America of the railroads. He wears like the overalls. You know, there's several Captain Americas now. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But, you know what's so interesting? That I love to see, like the Mexican version. I think it's Mexican in Brazil. Up to where Gwen Stacy dies, ASM, in the U.S. and over there, they ended up, instead of killing Gwen Stacy, they went the other way.
Yep.
And they left her alive, and they started making their own original stories for that run.
Until they got sued.
Yeah. So all those books that they went off and veered off to their own story are worth tons of money. Like a buddy of mine sold his, and which is technically supposed to be Death of Gwen Stacy, but it's not. That book sold for $38,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's only 3 on the census, and the other 2 have never been seen. So
that's what I mean. They probably did it as a different artist because the art goes up to death, and that's it. And then it's like you're creating a whole new book.
Yeah, they don't have to wait for the U.S. to be able to send it to them. They were just pumping those things out.
You know what drove me nuts? It's like you think if they're doing like their own version, like they wouldn't put like if we have Captain America for the English version. I'm surprised they don't have Captain Mexico or something like they know their own superheroes. They just randomly throw edit in there because, why not?
Yeah.
Instead, everybody was like,
"Well, there's Captain Britain."
Oh yeah, it's Captain Britain, but like, there's like, where's Captain Spain? Captain,
Yeah.
It's like
Captain Planet with all the different international kids. The French girl, the Indian kid, or whatever. I don't know.
In Mexico,
there was no French girl, that was Russian.
Wait, are you trying to say that Captain Planet would be like the United Nations when they put their powers together?
Captain Planet.
There was a French kid, I think, though, right?
There was a French kid. Yeah, there was. And there was a kid with a monkey. It was weird.
I don't think there was a French.
The girl was French.
No, the girl was Russian.
Well, that's right. Yeah, she was Russian.
Yeah, Russian.
Wasn't there more than one girl, though?
Yeah.
At least 2 girls.
Yeah, the other girl was somewhere in Africa.
Yeah.
No, I think it was China.
It's just Chinese, yeah.
When was Russian, Otto was Asian. Ulf was African. Halt was South American, and Fire was North American.
Yeah, because they had the romance between the American guy and the Russian girl during the Cold War era thing.
I thought it's funny because the American was like, he's your typical redheaded American. He was all about anger. he's anger and chasing girls. Where the other ones are like, oh, we should do this. He's like, I don't care. I want to party.
I remember people used to make fun of the kid that had heart. It's like, oh, what the heck's this kid gonna do? You know, like, love you to death. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like he's like the guy. He's like the guy on the team. He's like, you know what he was? He was Dove. Remember Hawk and Dove, the original brother? He was like, we don't have to fight. We can talk this out until he gets his ass beat. Yeah. Russia.
It's like,
oh man, I haven't thought, dude. MK, I haven't thought about that show in forever.
What,
and then
Friday?
somebody brought up, I think E was selling the book. James Bond Jr. That was the other cartoon that was around the 90s. Like for like a couple episodes, and I was gone.
Oh yeah, James. Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Oh yeah.
All
But
right.
you know who voiced the African guy and Gaia, don't you?
It was Lamar, or I don't know who it was, but
Yeah.
Do you guys think
Lamar
they'll ever
Overton.
crossover like this again with the DC and Marvel?
well, they're actually gonna be releasing the trades, our collections of the Algorithm and all that stuff. The DC verse, it's gonna be an omnibus.
Yeah.
Coming out. I don't think they'll ever revisit it and do a new one.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that they're actually reprinting it because I'm like, who gets the money?
What? Yeah. Is it half and half or no? Doubt it.
Yeah, basically, it's going to be a lawyer's. I forgot. I think John Byrne said it. Like, they can't ever do it again because the amount of lawyers it's going to require now, especially after Disney bought it.
Yeah, because they're releasing again through it's gonna be, and like I'm thinking like, well, DC has characters in there, so I mean the profits have to go to Marvel and DC.
Yeah, I love those crossovers.
No, the profits are going to go to their creator Roy Thomas.
I don't know.
Are you being glib or?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because the running joke is that Roy Thomas said he created Wolverine, and I was like, dude, and I'm like, so on a Geeky Puppet Show, he's like, every time we read a book, he's like, you know, we got to think Roy Thomas. He created this DC book. He created this.
Basically, he was the editor that told them to go create something, and like that is now creator credits.
Yeah.
But I always wondered. I wanted to like do research and find the kid that drew the first Wolverine in Foom 2. You know, where he drew Wolverine for like they did like some competition, and he ended up having that picture in the Foom 2, and the name Wolverine, his skull, his skeleton was metal, and his name was Wolverine, and they literally used that like out in one of the next book, you know. So they bought his idea off of him. This is the story. Bought the idea off of him for $200, and then now he doesn't, have any part of it. But I always wondered like what happens to that.
You never got a trademark, copyrighted like that, and then you sell your idea. That's why most people do not go pitch their ideas to Hollywood anymore. They try to make it their own. Because they may say your this thing sucks. They'll buy your script from you for whatever, give you $200. They'll give you the script, and then they'll shelve it, and then they'll come back and then it's like they'll do it again, and then you don't get any royalties because you never whatever you didn't sign you signed a contract, but you didn't read it whatever. It's like it's.
Yeah,
as I said, it's
they Hollywoodize it. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, if you have anything like an idea, like trademark it, because even then, I look at some of these independent artists, like in Kickstarters, like some are copying each other sometimes,
Yeah.
Jim Shooter was pretty smart back in the day, though, to create that Marvel tryouts. So they sold that book, everybody bought it. Well, it was an expensive book back then, so it wasn't just like kid buy it. It was somebody that, hey, I'm looking for a job. And they did their art in there, sent it in, and then he got to see, who is what, and then give him a job. I thought that was real smart back then.
Now you just go on Tumblr.
Oh yeah, just go Tumblr, Instagram, find the art.
And you can be like, you can draw Steven Universe art, you're in.
Yeah.
It's like,
you don't even have real art as long as you know how to do digital art, and that's it.
It's now it's not even about talent anymore. It's about what your politics are, which just kind of sucks. Or who you know, or if you have big boobs like Leah William. It's like it's not like it used to be. I mean,
or if you're semi-pretty after multiple drinks like Heather Antos.
Well, she brought milkshakes to the yard, and then threw them at people.
Yeah, but nothing else.
No, like I said, I am. Today's art is like there's not many that I do current artists. You know, like I do like the guy who's doing the art I think it was on Duke. I think it was. Zach, you still there?
Yeah, that was Tom Riley.
Tom Riley. I like his art.
Yeah, his art's really good. I think he's going to be doing the art for the ongoing G.I. Joe series.
Oh, really?
Once Destro and Scarlet wrap up. Josh Williamson. So, yeah, Josh Williamson is leaving Superman, and he's not doing Batman and Robin. Or, no, he's not leaving Superman. I'm sorry. He's leaving Green Arrow and Batman and Robin. I think he's still doing Superman. But then he's going to be doing an ongoing, not just like a 4-issue miniseries like Duke was, but he's going to be doing an ongoing G.I. Joe, and I believe it's the same artist he worked with on Duke, which was Tom Riley.
Ongoing artists though, like as far as like new artists, independent artists, like I don't know how long Daniel Warren Johnson when he arrived on the scene, but like his art's phenomenal too. I like that.
His art is really good. He saw, what was it? He was on Twitter. He posted just like some doodles of Pokemon, like Nido King or something like that. I've seen him draw a Blastoise. Like the dude draws Pokemon. So it's so awesome. It's the way he draws Pokemon. Like I want to read a comic from him.
Who is the guy? Is it Jorge Corona? Or who is the guy?
Jorge Corona is the guy who took over for him on the art for Transformers. Yeah, he's good. I like him. I like him on Transformers.
I mean, obviously would be with Dan Mora. I mean,
Dan Mora is great
over DC. But I'm trying to think.
I gotta say, if he is the guy that's doing Justice League after Absolute Power, like I'm in it for that.
Artists that have improved, they're kind of older, is Salvador Larroca from Extreme X-Men.
Salvador Larroca's okay. He's all right.
When he first started on Extreme X-Men, it was kind of rough, but then now, like you said, these days he's gotten older. He's learned how to improve and stuff, and it looks so much cleaner.
He's all right.
But I mean, I'm trying to think of like current artists that I actually do like a lot. You know,
Riley Rossmo is good. Riley Rossmo.
I'm talking about within the past like 5 or 6 years. You know, I'm trying to think of. I think Todd Knox been around for what?
Well, yeah, you're right. Todd Knox has been around since the 90s. Yeah, you're right.
What are your Peach Momoko or Peach Momoko?
So Peach Momoko is like, I accept her art for her style because it's more like a manga-esque art.
It's very
It's not really like, because she literally is just writing manga. That's what she's kind of doing.
Her stuff's not bad. It's not typically what I go for, but it's not bad though.
Like Ultimate X-Men, going into it, I kind of figured it was gonna be like a manga thing. After reading that first issue, I was like, because that's what her art is. And
did we say Jorge Jimenez is new?
Ish. I like Jorge Jimenez though. I like his stuff a lot.
Oh,
wish Del Auto would.
Or am I thinking of Phil Jimenez? I might be thinking of Phil.
Phil Jimenez is the one that worked on Superman.
Who's the one that worked on? Yeah, he did work on Superman. I think he worked on Justice League with Scott Snyder.
No, that was Jorge.
That was Jorge? Okay, I like Jorge a lot.
Jorge is the guy that's doing Batman currently.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I was gonna say Batman. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, do you guys know who Simone Bianchi is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm familiar with Simone's work. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I was just wondering because, like, in the Marvel card world, it's crazy to see that a lot of these Marvel cards, they know a lot of sketch artists and stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't know the comic book artists, and it doesn't transfer over. You know, like when I would bring up like Art Adams or Art Germ, any of those guys, like they didn't know any of them. Like they don't know that.
Ah man, Artgerm has blown up. Yeah, like I play Marvel Snap, and Artgerm is like
yes.
They do the different variants for the cards, and the Artgerm ones are some of the best.
Oh yeah, Artgerm, he's great. I love Delato. He's one of my favorite artists. And I didn't know he went as far back as he did. I really didn't know that he did work back then, like in the early 2000s, late 90s, some of those. But I love his style. Delato's a great artist.
Beckman drinking a beer. Samuel Adams, Coors Light.
Sprecher. It's root beer.
Root beer. I had some of that earlier.
It's a Wisconsin root beer based company.
Oh.
Cool. Yep. Kenosha.
I just had Barks.
I had Barks before, and Barks makes me want to barf. I can't.
I like it.
What, root beer? I used to drink that.
Barks root beer. Yeah,
Barks root beer tastes like diet soda.
It's what? Get out of here.
You know what though? I really want to try though. I bought those Johnsonville brats. The one I showed.
Oh yeah, did you try those?
Not yet.
Let me know how those. I'm very skeptical about eating anything that's marketed as Cajun or New Orleans, but Johnsonville though is typically good.
Yeah, those are the ones that are ready to eat. You just basically to pop on the micro for 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Rome. Yeah, I don't know. It starts with the A.
Andouille.
What is that?
It's if you're in New Orleans or if you're in Louisiana, it's sausage. It's sausage with like vegetables and spices and stuff.
Is that what you use in jambalaya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting name, Andouille.
Dude, so seriously, throw a rock, you'll hit a gas station, and all the gas stations, all the local ones, sell like andouille sausage, boudin, fried roasted peanuts. I mean,
whenever somebody says like New Orleans flavored, I'm like, it's gonna be hot.
No, not necessarily. It could be, but it's not typically marketed as spicy.
Also, shout out to Ed Brewer. I haven't seen you in a while.
Ed Brewer, what?
Jay's in the chat too.
That guy.
Jay's awake at midnight after.
I used to drink the mug root beer, mug cream soda.
Mug's good. I like mug.
Dude, so AEW was I grew up with that. Then they brought it in mug in the 90s. Remember that? Then like Dark was around. What was the other one?
Did you guys remember Pepsi Blue? I know it's not root beer, but Pepsi.
Oh yeah, I remember Pepsi Blue. They canceled.
I can't say that I do.
Bro, I seen my cousin. He used to work for Pepsi, and I went to his house the other day, and he had like one of those freezers or refrigerators that was Pepsi Blue, and I was like, what? I haven't seen that in years. It was just like crazy. I forgot about that thing, but I remember.
Wasn't there also like a Pepsi Clear or Crystal Pepsi?
Crystal Pepsi,
Crystal Pepsi, yeah.
The Coke and the new Coke, all the weird stuff they're coming out with.
Coke, yeah.
They brought back the Ecto Cooler thing, I think, a couple of years ago or something, but I didn't get it in time.
Ecto Cooler. So if you want the high C Ecto Cooler thing, that was 2016, bro.
Oh, okay. That was a few.
I know that because they brought it back for that crappy movie.
It's a crappy movie. I thought it was for the movie. Wasn't that for the recent movie?
No, that was for the girls' reboot version.
I thought for sure that they brought back the Ecto Cooler for the Paul Rudd one.
Aftermath.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No. I remember because all of a sudden Kroger had a bunch, and I bought like 20 of them, and I kept the empty box. I kept the thing just so I could have it.
Well, Afterlife, actually, I think I screwed that up. But
I saw some.
I collect a lot, dude. I keep a lot of energy cans. Like I know they go out like Gas Monkey, like that was popular for a while, and then it's gone.
Gas Monkey, that's a funny picture.
Never heard of that. Yeah.
Well, you ever heard of Richard Rollins and Discovery
like
Channel?
Or something.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then I have
There's some great cars.
I got this from a long time ago. This was like Ghostbusters ectoplasm.
Oh, nice.
And you drink. So
I
have my own collection of old cans I keep.
You drank that, or you kept the can, or you just keep the can?
It's empty. I drank it. Tastes like shit, but I drank it though. It was can't remember if it was like a. I think it was like a lime, but this is from 2009.
Oh,
When the game came out. That's how old this can is.
Yeah.
I collect a lot of old cups, like the 7-Eleven Marvel cups
Dude,
and stuff like that.
Oh, those are nice. I don't have any of those, but I have like the Muppet Baby glass cups. I was it last year? I went to a thrift store and got like the Christopher Reeve Superman cups.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, from Pepsi back in the day. You get them at a theater. That's why you go in a theater and get the glass cup. I was like, a glass cup in a theater?
Yeah, do you guys remember back when I think McDonald's or Burger King would have like Justice League cups and stuff, or
yeah,
or other?
There you go. Hold on. Never mind. I'll just go back to this. He's gonna show off cups now. He brings them up because he wants to show off.
I just want to show this one. This is cool one.
Oh, nice.
I remember when
King.
Burger King did the Lord of the Rings cups and Lord of the Rings
I remember those.
Dude.
way back when.
Yeah, those are like they were all like all out at my local one at the time. I was like,
yeah,
that's not Stanley. Stanley has gray hair.
Yeah, that's how we know him.
Dude, did you remember they had the cups for Batman Forever? Remember those at McDonald's?
Oh yes, I have those. Yes.
Yep.
Batman Forever covers?
They're cups, glass cups you get from McDonald's from Batman Forever.
Oh,
and they had like all
McDonald's
four.
Burger
I
King.
think I vaguely remember those.
Yeah, I have a couple of those.
They used to do some cool stuff at BK and McDonald's. Nowadays, they don't really do
Yeah, nowadays they don't do nothing.
Rager says that they look like Pedro Pascal as Superman.
God, freaking Pedro, everywhere. He's everywhere.
Like somebody said, it might have been you. It might have actually been your boy Zach. He said I wonder if Pedro Pascal made a deal with them. Like, I'll not show my face for the Mandalorian as long as you promise to make me like a star everywhere else.
Dude, no, it's not that. I don't know. There's some other. He must know where a body is buried because there's no way he. Listen, he's an okay actor. He's not even a bad actor. I'm not gonna say that. He's good. But he's just, I don't know. He's just like, it's like, remember I said this earlier. Remember like in the 2000s, Sam Worthington was everywhere. Like he was in Terminator. Then there was Clash of the Titans.
Well,
he was like the action star of a couple of years, and then he faded away. It almost feels like that with Pedro Pascal.
Well, that was kind of with who's the guy who plays Butcher right now?
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban was everywhere.
Yeah, no, he
went to Doom. With The Rock, and he was doing did Dread.
Doom was years ago though.
Yeah, but
so was Dread.
And Dread was years ago. Lord of the Rings was years ago.
Yeah, the main thing with Pedro is he has the right politics and he sucks with the right crowd.
I think his sister, like he's got a sibling who also is trans. I think.
Yeah.
So that probably plays a role in it as well.
I mean, the thing is, I'm not going to talk shit about saying he's a bad person because although he did say anybody who voted for Trump is a Nazi, and
he did say that
Instagram thing, but
he did say that.
Gina Carano said that when she got fired, he was nice to her. He didn't say shit about her, Oh, so I mean, I guess we're talking about your dad.
What?
Oh, Pascal. Okay, yeah, I've heard.
What the what?
I was going to say.
I was seeing him paying attention. That's all.
I was gonna say, Don reminds me of. So I was asking to play baseball. Oh, if you knew baseball, but you kind of remind me of like a younger Nolan Garcia Power. He's former shortstop.
Rhaegar says he's getting cast a lot of stuff because he's always running his mouth on Twitter.
Who is that?
Rhaegar. Rhaegar said about Pedro Pascal. That's why he's getting a lot of stuff because he's virtue signaling.
Oh well, yeah, that's fair.
Can we agree that he's the whole band? Antonio Banderas.
Wait, what about him and Antonio Banderas?
I said he's the poor man, Antonio Banderas.
Oh yeah, Antonio Banderas.
Oh my god!
Great.
Oh my gosh! He doesn't have the looks. He doesn't have the charisma. He doesn't have the acting, and yet somehow people still like him.
So
I disagree. I think he can act. I don't know if he's as good as Antonio.
You bring up Antonio Banderas, and Banderas played the perfect Zorro. I loved him in the Zorro movies.
He was the perfect Zorro. Oh my gosh, he was.
On that note, there's a apparently there's a Zorro show that came out last year on Amazon Prime that no one knew about. And apparently everybody's blowing up and saying like, "Oh my gosh, this is great!" I watched like 5 minutes of it, and I was getting bored. It looked like a fan made film.
I heard about that.
I actually remember hearing something that they were going to do like a female Zorro or something. I don't know if it was a movie
that was a comic
book or something. Or
yes, and
was it good?
What was that? The Sean Gordon Murphy one?
No,
it was not that good.
There used to be a show way back when in the early 2000s called
Queen of Swords.
Yeah,
it's good. So back when the WB had shows like Relic Hunter and all these other ones, like they had you had Jack of All Trades with Bruce Campbell. They had Queen of Swords went for 2 seasons, and she wasn't related to Zorro that I know of anything. It's just that she was a female and she was a noble.
No, I think Queen of Swords was the daughter, and basically when the son got killed, like the son in the second movie took over, but he got killed. Antonio Banderas got killed, so she's trying to get revenge for her family.
Maybe you're right. It's been a while since I've seen that show, but it was like really good, and the girl was really hot too. So, but the comic book was like, no, it wasn't that great. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever read by Sean Gordon Murphy, which I do love his own little world he does, the Murphyverse for Batman.
Yeah.
But
Murphyverse, he's got some good art too. I like the way he draws.
You know what sucks is that the last one he did, the Curse of the White and whatever it was, he was teasing
Beyond the White Knight.
Beyond the White Knight. At the end of that, they because the Justice League had never been a Justice League, so in that verse, and they see like there's a Kryptonian, and like they show at the very end, I was like, dude, when's the next one coming out? That's what I want.
Give him time.
He's had time. He wrote a crappy Zorro book. He should have time.
What are you talking about? Listen, these things take time to make. Okay, you can't just churn them out in a week. He's doing the writing and the art for it.
I disagree. People shit on John, saying John's taking forever to release his books. Turns out there's other artists they're talking about other books of DC that are being delayed for whatever reason.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the editorial was holding back Jeff Johns' JSA books. I don't think that was him. I think that they've been done and for a while, because if you read last week's JSA, there's no tie-in, there's no instance of like the Absolute Power stuff going on. But then when you read Absolute Power, or you read like this week's Green Lantern, JSA have a pretty decent chunk of the story in there. So I think he's had his story stuff. I think the books have been done well before all this, before DC delayed it.
VENKMAN can do whatever he wants, Zach.
Who said that?
Well, Allison said that, and he misspelled your name.
Well, if you misspell my name, it doesn't count. So try again.
3 Ks, not just one.
No, there's no Ks at all. It's an H.
Hey, we have a new person here. Please do not scream away by saying that Zach's racist.
Yeah, can we please get away from that?
Because not everybody knows it's inside baseball jokes. And
there's a reason my girlfriend does not watch this channel.
Because she doesn't support you?
It's because she'll see my handsome face and who's that guy?
Because she doesn't want to because I don't want her to think that there's a chance I'm racist.
No,
yeah, you want her to figure that out on her own.
Short story, to make a long story short, we were at one of the auctions many moons ago.
I like Power Man. I like Luke Cage with Iron Fist, not by himself. And because of that, Evil Black Cat thought I was racist.
So I wasn't even in the stream.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You're right. You're right.
So it was me, Eric, and me, and on there, and they're like, okay, there was Iron Fist books that he bid on, and then we had some Power Man and Iron Fist, or no, there was Luke Cage books. He didn't want the Luke Cage books.
Yeah,
and then suddenly he had Luke Cage and Power Man, or Power Man and Iron Fist books came out, and he's like, and then he bid on those, and so the joke was like
Power Fist,
other ones.
So he wouldn't. So basically, he refused to bid on Luke Cage Hero for Hire, and until Iron Man or Iron Fist was in there. So since then, like it's just snowballed and just evolved and like joke after joke after joke. And I gotta say that like I'm shocked that he hasn't had anybody approach him like hey, you're that racist guy on YouTube, you know, or just like Zack's a trooper, like anybody else would be like, hey, the joke's done. It's gone on.
I've said the joke is done many times, and we keep coming back to it.
It's been, what, 5 years?
No, not 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I've
5 years.
No, I don't think I started. No, 2000.
The auctions haven't been around for 5 years.
No, yeah, I was about to say the auctions started in 2020.
Yeah, so almost.
And then I've only been around online for. Or on the stream for maybe since 21, like early 2021, maybe early to mid.
This was around 2021, 2022ish.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Well, so basically, we've always like before we start out and we do our readings, and like, hey Zach, there's 3Ks there, and then got the point where everybody and anybody is like, once they figure out the joke, they started making jokes, and then that person told somebody else, and this is like it just got to the point where everybody's just like. I'm like, so when I tried to be for Lent, I gave up being mean to Zach until I found out that Lent was over, and I went right back to being mean again. but it was like when you're so used to making the Zach jokes, and then you had to stop.
I'm so sorry.
It's like quitting drinking.
That must have been horrible. Wow, you're gonna say that? We have wow. Never mind.
I remember you making the jokes when what was it, the Batman White Knight came out or something? Somebody cracked the joke or something about
Batman White Knight,
something like that.
Moon Knight. Moon Knight's another one. I never hear the end of Moon Knight because he's white and wears a hood.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My gosh, it just never ends. There's always something.
It's like no one's ever gonna live it down though, right? It's not gonna be.
There's Zack's cameo in Batman Detective Comics Annual 2.
I'm not familiar with that one.
So are you gonna play White Raven and White Canary?
Was White Canary ever a thing in the comics? I thought she was only on the Arrowverse.
No, she was.
She was.
She was, but she's not her sister or anything. She's
not the sister. Character. Yeah, okay.
It's
didn't she kidnap Cassandra?
Nah.
Yeah.
Like that. And then
I think it's
White
not Cassandra.
There's Cassandra's mother or something. I can't remember what it was.
No, I think she trained under Cassandra's mother.
Wasn't there a White Panther too at some point?
There was a White Tiger in Marvel.
White Tiger, yeah.
There's several White Tigers actually.
There's a White Widow. Hey,
there's a White Widow.
Isn't that your favorite, Yelena Belova?
I do like Yelena Belova.
Yeah,
the White Widow.
I do like Yelena Belova.
Well, no, he likes Black Widow too. He likes both. I guess I was wrong.
I mean,
there are higher ranking heroines on the list. There's She-Hulk, Tigra, Kitty Pryde, Firestar.
Firestar, yeah, that's a good one.
So,
if only there was a White Cat instead of Black Cat.
If you guys were only able to read one run, what would it be?
Ooh.
The rest of your life, you could only have one run.
Oh, wow. I have two. I don't know if I could pick between one. Oh, wow.
Pick one.
Well, the rest of my life is a very long time, and considering that some of the books only have, like, their volumes only go for 50 issues.
Yeah.
That'd be a short life.
It's got to be.
Yeah, does it have to be single writer artist or?
It has to be like. See, I'll give you I have two, like you were saying, but if I had to read one, just for value, like to be able to not get tired of them, would be the Batman run. But if I'm going for story, it had to be Tomb of Dracula for me. Like,
no, the question I was asking is like. The thing that comes to my mind is this crossover arc where multiple writers and artists are working on it. So,
oh yeah, if it connects, then yeah. If it's lines and it crosses over.
For me, it would be Romita and Stan Lee on Spider-Man.
You like ASM? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all going all the way through, like the whole first volume was just fun.
Yeah,
Even going through the 80s into the, it's just like, I love the fact that Romita Jr. had to like emulate, like to just copy his dad's art. So he actually had good art, and they had Klaus Janson getting good inking because the erase all his art. I'm not a fan of Jr. when he started like changing, going to his own style. Like I love the house style of that Romita Senior Spider-Man. Everybody tried to copy, even then Ross Andrew with Len Wein was great. Those that run.
Yeah, it's just for me. He was his own ball game, man. Like he just does some of the line work, how clean it was, so simple, but it's like that's traditional. Like when people say traditional, that's what they think of him and Jack Kirby. Like
yeah, and Spider-Man, like I said, Spider-Man had a lot of people guest appearing and stuff. You know, he had Punisher and all that stuff. Like Fantastic Four, same thing. Like they had a lot of people who just started like showing up. All the villains were in their series. Yeah. So it's like, yeah.
Silver Surfer, Galactus, Silver Surfer in that run. There was crossover too.
I would say Chris Claremont or X-Men.
Marvel, the X-Men.
Which run of X-Men though?
He said Claremont.
Oh, Claremont. Oh, Claremont X-Men. Okay.
Claremont, nice.
Yeah, the
because,
one
the Phoenix Saga.
Yeah, it's a great storyline.
The one I will go with is, if he said because it could cross over, it is that 2000s era Green Lanterns.
Mm.
Oh, the Jeff Johns Green Lantern?
Jeff Johns and the spin-off series Green Lantern Corps with Tomasi and
Venditti?
No, not Venditti, Gibbons.
Gibbons. Oh, okay. Yeah, Tomasi's run was good. I remember that one.
Venditti didn't come into the scene until much later.
The Asgardian Saga for the X-Men.
You said X-Men?
Yeah.
Wait, who were you talking about?
You find movie also. Remember the Asgardian Saga? You know, the one where Loki.
Asgardian Saga.
Where the new mutants go to Asgard, right? Or like, I guess the X-Men do.
They have the New Mutants, and they also have Alpha Flight. It's like it's also where they're like, I think in Alaska or Canada, I can't remember which one. And it's like, you know, Loki is making deals with them, and then eventually they go to Asgard, and Loki's trying to make Storm the next, replace her with Thor.
What's that?
You talking about the What If series where?
And I think this is also.
I don't know. It wasn't What If. There was a What If the X-Men remained in Asgard, but there's a regular story.
Storm was Storm what became a Thor, or they had the power of Thor and stuff. You know.
Because Philly throws off doing some questing, and it was sort of when she didn't have her powers, so Loki gives her a Mjolnir ripoff.
What's it? Yeah, the other series I can think of that I would actually want to read, and I'm enjoying has been the Doug Mensch, Don Perlin Moon Knight.
Yeah,
that's fun too.
Some great stories. You know, so let's say this then: who do you guys think has the better stories, Marvel or DC?
DC.
Yeah.
DC.
So I'm not gonna lie, the Marvel has some great stories, but DC just has so much more stories than Marvel does. But I love Marvel's grounded more.
Yeah.
You know, you like Superman. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of him. I don't like.
Which version though? Any version?
Well, the version where he's not. Almost like of course.
That would be Silver Age. Kryptonian would be like Kryptonian. He's kind of like God level.
Yeah.
Where post crisis, where Byrne made him
drink.
You know what, Evil Cat? Just because I bring it up doesn't mean it's not good.
I got nothing to drink. I'm all out of. I have no liquor in the house.
Post crisis Superman, because Byrne made the character actually great again. He made it awesome. He took it basically. Just said, you know what? We're tired of Superman pulling planets on freaking chains, you know, and like we don't want him being beyond our level, uber powerful. Let's bring him down to basically where he's more human, and he basically where Clark is who he is, and Superman is the mask.
Yes,
because it made more sense to have him be the opposite of Batman, where Batman is who he is, and Clark or Bruce Wayne is the mask. It made sense that way. Yeah.
Basically,
it's like that one episode of Batman Beyond, where he his subconsciously where he calls himself as Batman.
Yes, that's why, because he's Batman. Batman is who he is. Bruce Wayne is basically his mask.
There's the three people. Like everyone says, it's Bruce Wayne, it's Batman, it's actually Bruce Wayne the mask, Bruce Wayne the person. So the mask is that version that he shows to the public.
Playboy.
Yeah, but the actual real Bruce Wayne is the one you get.
That would be Wonder Woman.
Nah, the actual Bruce Wayne, the non-mask, is the version you get that's interacting with Nightwing, who's interacting with the family.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean,
Batman is that force villain identities on the mask would be, what is it? Wonder Woman, John Jones. Who else?
I'm not sure, but I mean, as far as so Black Cat, I was talking about when I say Batman is who he is. I'm talking about without the annoying sidekick family, just Batman by himself.
Or just fighting solo, right?
Yeah, but even then, you have that you have him simping for Catwoman as soon as
because now it feels like Batman has 20 different orphans that are now his army.
Yeah,
I think it peaked in the No Man's Land team, but then they kept introducing others.
Yeah, No Man's Land was good.
Like the Bat family that was in No Man's Land. So it's Batman, Nightwing, Tim Drake, Huntress, and Cassandra Cain, Batwoman. Sorry, Batgirl.
Yeah,
and Oracle speaking in the background, Azrael as a sometimes member.
Yeah.
That was the peak team.
Now I want Batman Pokemon parody. Well, Batman's a Pokemon trainer, and all the orphans are his Pokemon.
Why did I let you on?
You can kick him out if you want.
I can. I have the power. I just don't want to be mean.
Donnie
Since when? Since when don't you want to be mean?
Zach,
to him.
I call shenanigans.
Zach, you can complain all you want, but I'm not going to kick you.
Darn it.
So Donnie, who's your favorite Justice Leaguer? Like everybody in the Justice. I know it's not Superman, obviously, but yeah. So what?
Favorite character overall in DC is Batman. I'm a big Batman fan.
Batman, okay. Right.
So that being said, are you reading the current Batmans?
No, I haven't been. I'm still on. So I started collecting Batman, trying to collect from 20 all the way up to 140. So that it's hard though.
The Golden Age stuff.
Yeah, and I started from Neil Adams all the way up to Jim Lee. So I'm still in the Jim Lee era, still 2000. Well, I guess you could say I'm all the way up to 2012 right now. So we're trying to complete that, and then I pick some up here and there, but they're just scattered. So I'm just.
I would say just read the post-crisis stuff, from right after post-crisis, Frank Miller, to the end of when Denny O'Neil leaves.
Oh, okay.
Because after Denny O'Neil leaves the editorial, it drops in quality, and it is a noticeable drop in quality.
Yeah,
that's when
they went from writer rooms to having just people who just say plates and just say, what would be really stupid? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was the really good Ed Brubaker era, which I was talking about, where they do make it like Bruce Wayne. There is a separation of Bruce Wayne, the mask, and the person. Because it shows the no kill, because the Bruce Wayne personality does affect the Batman personality. The no kill rule isn't Batman, it is his connection to Bruce Wayne because of his parents. And so it was a story called Bruce Wayne Murder, Bruce Wayne Fugitive, And so it was like at that point it was peak Bruce Wayne is the mask, Bruce Wayne is the mask. And he was going to throw away the Bruce Wayne persona and just be Batman all the time. And then there was this really good issue where he meets the detective that was on the case of his parents' murder. Basically, he's dying and he's trying to locate Bruce Wayne because at that time Bruce was a fugitive, and he was gonna beg for forgiveness because he couldn't solve his parents' murder, because at this point the Joe Chill was retconned out. And so he realizes, like, Bruce realizes, or Batman realizes, it might not matter to him, but there was this guy who spent his entire life trying to get justice for Bruce, so like he can't kill off that character. And the story basically ends Batman 600. It ends with him saying, "I am Batman. I am Bruce Wayne."
Yeah, sure. I read a lot of books, just not. I don't have that much time to read every single book that I purchase, but of course, if it's a key book or something like Days of Future Past, like I'll read that whole run, or Dark Phoenix, and then the Batman run. I love the Jim Aparo like covers and stuff, so I end up reading those. And like the older books, I read those digital. You know, I don't read the actual books I purchase because they're too expensive. But
I hear you. I mean, I deal with the new books I buy today. It's like I'm always been a person like I don't want to like ruin things, you know. So if I can find an alternative way to like because there's comic books, I buy them here. I get them. The ones I do buy, I will read them digitally. You know, it's but this is the Wolverine deep cut. This is by Claremont.
Can you make yourself big right there? I just want to see that, but I love Wolverine, man.
Yeah, this is from the new throwback series.
And it has Sabretooth right there. Is that Sabretooth?
Yep. Yeah, that's the new one that's on right now. Claremont has been doing this along with a few others. David Micheline, Peter David. They've been doing these throwback series that take place like within their original runs.
Yeah. I do like that. I do like when they go in between and they kind of get the little story of why, because there's a lot of gaps back then. But
yeah, and then Jim Zub just did this.
Yeah, I seen that one.
This is the life of Wolverine, and it's basically this like it go. And then what's cool about this? If you're a Wolverine fan, but you don't know where to start and stuff, it tells Wolverine's story like from panel to panel. But at the end of the book, it has like 2 or 3 pages, and it just shows you where to find these issues, where they're referenced from.
Oh, really? Wow.
So it's really cool. I mean, I did not expect it from current Marvel.
Yeah, I know.
Show me stuff. Because normally, cool. Like in a book, you have an asterisk, and then it shows you see this, you know. But in the back of this book,
I have the whole run of Wolverine from 1 to 145, but I'm starting over again because I'm trying to collect on.
Like this is the stuff it shows you from panel to panel, a story going through, and then you get to the back of the book, and at the ends, it starts right here, and you get.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Tells you where to go, what issue, and what you saw on page 2, page 5. This is on this one. So just check these books out, and it does it through all of them.
That is pretty.
So it's really cool if you're a Wolverine fan and you don't have.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Oh, there's Marvel presents.
Yep, like I said, like
Bianchi.
They just did the. Is it here? The Magipur Knights, which is a new tie-in.
Yeah, seen that, and that was in there.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So they're going to deep cut on that one then. If they're
all the different ones.
Oh, Gen size. Yeah, Weapon X run is a great one.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I have Wolverine 1 through 145.
Yep.
And because I stopped at the anniversary, which is 145. And then I started doing all of the Marvel Presents and Weapon X and all that stuff. And then now I'm getting more modern stuff.
Yep, it goes in, Kitty Pryde and all this stuff.
Yeah, the X-Men, what is 90 or 290? The purple cover, what number is that one again?
The X one?
Yeah, 91 or...
Oh, let me see here. Can't let's see this thing.
I love that cover though.
How's Uncanny X-Men 251? I think it is
251. Okay.
Yeah. The Mutant Jubilee joins X-Men and forms a close bond with Wolverine, the result of a cloning experiment. Laura Kinney is Wolverine's biological daughter, which then appears later in Nick's bottom one. So it's like, yeah. But I mean, like, this is like so cool for like someone who's never just getting the comic books, you know. Or I never read Wolverine, so it's like this gives me a guide step of where I want to go each story.
Cool. I didn't know they did that. That's a big help right there, and it's also just something really cool to collect because I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, like 50 years of this Wolverine stuff going through it. It tells each story, like his birth of his child, you know, to his first fight with Wolverine, you know, with Sabretooth, all that stuff. Just like
so. What is Wolverine's first appearance to you guys? Which book?
I'd say 180.
Yeah, I say this.
I mean, don't they mention his name?
Yeah, that's how I don't see how it's not. Everybody, I know 180 is such a way better book, great cover, story is amazing, but 180, it has to be when you first seen him. If I was a kid and I opened a book and I seen at the end of that book it said Wolverine, that's gonna be the first time I ever was introduced to him. You know?
Yeah.
So I know there's, you know, I love 181. I'm not gonna blame me. I collect the cover, but 180.
If you're a Conan fan, through Titan Comics, they've been doing Conan the Barbarian with Jim Zub, and it's just been fun. They're on issue 12.
You know, I have a lot of vintage Conan.
Is it better than the original Marvel run?
I never really read the Marvel run, but I mean, I was never really in, like, I've seen it, but I never read it though, really. So it didn't really, like, the covers didn't pique my interest. Let's do that. I checked this out because I had read Lord of the Jungle, which came out last year. That was from with Dan Jurgens writing Tarzan, and it was supposed to be like Tarzan when he's much older, and he's trying to return something that he borrowed from this village, and so he's breaking into a museum to steal it and return it, and it gives you also the flashback, you know, when he got this. And it was just so cool to see this, like a really old, like, you know, Tarzan in his 60s trying to do stuff when he was younger, trying to do the jumps and flips and stuff. He's like, yeah, it's kind of like watching Red or Red 2, those guys, you know. But it was so drawn well, as it looked like the ridge. I forget what the artist was on this one, but it looked like Sal Buscema art. That's how good the art was on it. And I'd never been a Tarzan fan, so I read that. It was really cool. So then when Titan said they're going to do Conan the Barbarian, I was like, "Wow, let's try it out." And the art is just phenomenal. It looks like the original artist, you know, and it's been cool. I mean, it's what's crazy about this. This is Jim Zub, who was writing the Conan for Marvel, which I couldn't get into at all because I thought that was like, wow, these should never mix. You should never have Captain America hanging out with Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, you know. Like Kazar, I can see that because Kazar is like he was in a forgotten thing, you know. But like, I don't want to see Tarzan hanging out and like with Jessica Jones or any of those people. It's just weird to me. Like I like the Hyrcanian age over Red Sonja and all that stuff. Like Kulan Gath and Tulsa Doom. Tulsa Doom is in this book. And like Tulsa Doom's been used several times at Conan, but it's like this way they did it. They brought it in like they brought in Kull the Conqueror, and then they had a story set in Atlantis and the rebirth of like Tulsa Doom, and it's just epic art.
Sounds interesting.
Oh, it is. It is. Like I said,
big in modern comics yet. Like I love covers. If there's a cover I see that I love, I'll pick it up. Or if it's something like a number one of Wolverine that's coming out, like that one, I'll probably go pick up.
Put myself back here. Show you.
There we go. Let's see. Oh shoot, yeah.
That is just fantastic.
Oh yeah. I like that.
So I just love the art on this. That's basically what drew me in. Like, you open the very first page,
Yeah, see, that I think that would be something I like to read actually.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like what the
It makes
heck?
me want to. Okay, let's read it real fast.
Here's the and they do the old back font throwback.
Cool.
That is just fun.
That is.
Tell- So, man, and then like all this book does is at the end of the book, the ads are at the end of the book, and it's to basically just promote Conan, a new story. They're gonna have City of the Dead is a new novel coming out.
That's cool.
Like and yeah, different covers they have going here for the books, and then they have the games they recommend. This is basically just Conan, all Conan, which I really love to see. This it's like rarely do you get a company that promotes just like the book they're doing.
Yeah.
In this book. So like I said, like when I see like an ad advertisement for like 3 other books I'm not reading in a book.
It has nothing to do with that book. It's not even like
it's like commercials. Like,
yeah.
I hate commercials when I'm watching a show. I want a TV show. I want to watch it without commercials. Imagine the DVDs had the commercials. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a season of a TV show and then like included in here are the commercials.
Yeah.
What? It's like someone put the advertisement at the back at the end of the book, which I think is nice. Where Marvel DC, it's peppered through, and then Dynamite's been doing this where I'm reading a book, also it's like in the middle of this Thundercat book, which I'm reading, which is actually been a cool book. But like in the middle, it's like a 2-page or 4-page spread just for like of upcoming Johnny Quest book. It's like, quit interrupting my book in the middle here.
Yeah. I
gotta flip through and just to go to the next page. I mean, it's easier when you're on the digital. You can just kind of like scroll past.
Yeah.
But it's like, I look at it this way. It's like those are 4 pages. I could have got more story
or more art.
Yeah.
Just give us a splash page that covers the whole thing instead of those advertisements.
And I always joke about like Marvel whenever like they're advertising their books for a while though. It's like on the back of the books. Remember the comic books you get like the latest board game, the video game of the '80s stuff. Now it's just like the Spider-Man Rolex.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's on a lot of them.
I'm like
it's
just
Spider-Man.
like that's how you know these books are not for kids anymore.
Yeah.
Because like if they're advertising people who have the money to buy a Rolex or buy a car,
yeah, for sure.
we're sponsored by Ford or no, yeah, like stuff like that.
I love when it's like that's it's for kids. Jello,
Jello, yeah. Like that's something your parents can afford. Your parents aren't gonna be like, Mom, I want that Rolex that has Spider-Man, or what was the other one? Like the Ford truck. It's like, what? Because they know adults are reading the books now versus back then.
True. That is true.
So I kind of feel like you need to be adult with all this, like the LGBTQ stuff they put in there. Like kids are like so confused. Like, what is it that they do with this comic?
Yeah, it's hard to keep them. Like, even if you're taking them to the right schools, they're still exposed to it.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like there's a lot of indoctrination, a lot of grooming going on too, and it's just like if not everybody can afford to do homeschooling, and then even if you do homeschooling, and like some kids still get messed up, like Zach.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not here. He's not listening.
He's probably in this.
No, I'm here.
There he is.
I'm here. I am actually, guys. I am gonna have to be logging off here. It is getting pretty late. I have to be at work in like 6 hours.
I'm probably gonna call it soon. I mean, we're past 3 hours now.
Before everybody leaves, so I just want to say thank you for having me on. It was a great time.
Nah, it's no problem, man.
Love talking.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I like the classic chest you got back there too. It's like an old school.
Oh yes, I'm a big woodworker, so like I really appreciate the old, way of doing things. And yeah, the gentleman that made that, he was out of Texas, and it was his friend that made it, and then he passed it on to me. So,
and awesome. I was thinking like he's like at his grandparents' house.
Yeah, no,
because it looks old. It looks old school.
Yeah, one of my grandma's
arch and stuff. the glass, everything, you know.
It's round glass too. I was like, man, this guy put in some work on this thing because it's just they don't make stuff like this no more. That's for sure.
Yeah, I gotta say it because it looked like somebody just made it for like they're displaying their baseball cards or something like that, or their knickknacks, you know.
Yep. Probably the plates, you know, or something like
yeah,
that.
China, like a China hut.
Or statues or something. But,
but yeah, I mean, I have upstairs. I had it for a while. You watched some of the older live streams in here, or on the Geeky Puppet Show. I have a nightstand from like the late 1800s. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so rickety and stuff. And I used to just use it as just putting stuff on there. That got to the point where I was like, I probably shouldn't put too much weight on this thing. You know, it's kind of old.
It's old. I collect a lot of old, like vintage woodworking tools and stuff like that. So like I just love. That's why I love Golden Age so much, just to know that like how many hands and how many people, the story behind the story. You know, the book to be able to get to you at that point in time. Like how many hands did it go through? It's just crazy. Yeah.
Well, my great grandfather had a woodworking place and stuff. So being like when he had during the Depression, he had a business going, but then they had a fire and like so whatever survived, he didn't sell because he basically couldn't pay back the loan. So they took out, they were trying to rebuild and stuff, So I have a lot of his stuff, like an injection molding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As far as like they had like the choir boys you can get, back in the day. The classic molds for the choir boys where you put your decorations for Christmas. Yeah. He did it with that, like injection molding and stuff, and like
that's cool.
He never got it patented though, but he was like working with that stuff, and like so we have a lot of we have stuff that's been passed down. Like we have like a church boy or angel head. This is the head. Doesn't have the body anymore, and like so when I go down there, it's like it just freaks me out. It's like you just see a head that's looking at you. But yeah, it's just fun like to have tools. Like I got his old woodworking tools as well, stuff, and it's just like
planes, routers, all that.
Yeah, all that stuff, and it's just like it's antique drills, the crank.
Oh yeah, I love those too, man. I have too many in my garage for sure. I the dates, the one like I have the oldest tool I have is from 1872, which is dated on there, and I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy that tool still I could still use that tool and it works perfect, but it just
wow. That's like almost a century ago.
Well, I mean, you look at the early tools they had, like they didn't have the convenience. You were the person. You did all this stuff.
Yeah, you were
physical tools. It's like
everything. But back then, I had a buddy. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna build a chair, but the old way. I'm gonna do it with the hand plane, the drill like that, and all that." I was all right. I went over there like 2 days after a week later, and I was like, "Hey, did you finish?" Oh no, I gave up after 2 hours. And I was like, "It's hard." He's like, "Yeah, I don't know how people did it back then."
Look at the people who make the surfboards. They carve them and stuff, and like that. I'm watching a process of that. I was just like, I'll just go buy one.
Yes. Speaking of old tools, where's England team tonight?
Wow. Speaking of people who are in delays, I explained this in the beginning 3 hours ago. And then I explained again 20 minutes after that.
And what's his name though? I'm sorry. I always mix up names. I didn't know whose name was whose, but
Anglantine is the owner of the channel. I Love Comics.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah.
I always see it on camera though.
Yeah, Eva Black Cat down there. That's why his name's on there. It's EBC, but we call him Eric Breen's Cat because he's always making fun of Eric. He was on here before with the Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, I'm Raiden. My name's Raiden. My real name. Yeah.
He's MKF30. He just has Raiden wins for some reason is his name. Ethereal Dragon down there pops in every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm MKF normally. Yeah, my name's a character normally. Yeah.
Maranya's been here for a while, but about as long as I have. I've been hanging out with this channel since 2000 and end of 2018 into 2019.
I thought you were gonna say 2000 for a second. Like, damn, man, 24 years.
Dude, if E was Man, dude, honestly, if E was around in the 2006, see how many subscribers he'd probably have by now?
Oh yeah,
he'd probably have way more. He would have gained a lot more
Gosh.
because
but knowing E, most of them would have unsubscribed and left.
I feel my channel might be older than all you guys. I've been a member since 2007.
Yeah.
I'm a grandfather guy, you know.
Dude, I looked at your channel and it's like you have a lot, like you're doing a lot. Wow, but like you neglect your channel, so it's like that's why you don't have more.
Yeah. I kind of get. You know what it is? I kind of got what do you call it, discouraged when YouTube. I used to be monetized, and then they demonetized me, and then they made 100 policy changes. What was it, 5-6 years ago? And I'm like, yeah. I don't know if I could match that whole the view thing? Like I have the subs, I just don't have that algorithm thing. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. So you were kind of like what the Extreme Movie Show is. That's the other channel I help with it, where we have over 1,090 subs, but we have like barely 1,000 watch time. You need like 3,000 hours for watch, or 4,000 or like the watch time.
Yeah.
So we don't have the watch time. So we've been trying to build up that channel over there and like reorganize and stuff, and it's just crazy to see like when we get like stuff that gets up like a couple 400, 500s, like because we have 1,000 subscribers but not enough views. But it's weird because like we review all different kind of movies, and we started this year doing a bunch of 80s stuff, you know. And then we did this thing called like Movie Thunderdome, where basically we just take 2 movies from the 80s from that year. And like we say, like we had Terminator versus like whatever else came out that year, and or Star Wars, whatever. And we just let the audience decide, and it was just matchups like that, and like what's better, pros or cons, you know.
Yeah.
And we started with that. That started getting us traction, and then we do like our top 10 list of that year, you know. And then we transitioned to basically doing martial arts stuff in like the Hong Kong cinema. And that's become like a niche for us. For some reason, like people are just really craving that. Even though I look at the channel, I look at the same movie reviewed somewhere else, it's got 3,000 views, but we get like 500. You know, it's just weird what people are into and just looking at, you know. But that channel is I'm usually like the only one on camera because like the main guy. Oh, so like he doesn't want to go on camera because he's afraid of political backlash or whatever because he said something. He doesn't want to get fired from his job. You know, because people are like that. Oh, I saw what you said on YouTube. Show it to the boss. Fire him. He's offended me. Whatever. People are just crazy.
That's why I work myself. Because
see, like, yeah, because you could say something that somebody gets offended by, and then they want to dox you. Like, where does that person live? You know, it's like get him fired from his job or her. It's like
I have my own business, so you can't fire me from my own business. I don't care if I lose work.
I've known people where they actually had people on Twitter like hate them so much they actually contacted where they work and like talk to their boss, and their boss is like, you know, they said like, yeah, we know this person's crazy. There's normal people don't do that, like, you know. But it's just like I understand why some people are hesitant to show their faces on camera because they might be say they like Trump, like or like, you know, and there's a people who hate Trump to the point where we call it TDS, deranged system, where they just cannot, like, if you're the point where you cannot talk to someone because they don't share the same political beliefs as you, or it's like
people, they're ignorant. It's in a way, why can't we have a debate? Why can't I like this person and like this person and us get along and talk? Like, I don't see if it'll be like the smallest thing too. Well, remember Trump said this. That one thing is why you don't like this person. Like, we're going to be 100% honest and look at facts to see what Trump did for the country compared to other.
I look at it this way. You're being selfish because either it's my way or the highway. That's the people. Like, it's like, what the heck?
So stupid. Yeah. I'm here to, if you have and I have an opinion, it's totally different. I'm not going to try to, hey, you got my opinion because my opinion's right. Like, that don't make no sense.
Like I said, I do the top 5s and all stuff, and just talk about stuff on my channel. And like, we purposely avoid politics because we don't want to alienate anybody who may like doesn't like Trump or doesn't like Biden, whatever. Like, we don't even want to talk about it because it's like go to a comic book store and like, there are some people who will just not buy comic books because somebody's, you know, and they're like, whoa, they're talking about how they're pro-Democrat or they're pro this, and like just they don't. Yeah, it's like you don't advertise what you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like,
one thing. Thankfully, like my channel, I never get into politics. You know, it's not, you know, it's not necessary.
My shop's for everyone, not just because like, oh, I voted for Trump. Oh, this guy voted for Trump. I'm not buying anything from his business. Or they voted for Biden. It's like, well, they're socialists. I'm going to buy stuff. I don't care what your politics are. To me personally, although some people are like, well, you should because it's you know, you should care about the country and stuff. You're voting for Trump.
But you should care about what your thoughts are, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they could do whatever's best for them. You think you could do whatever's best for you and your family. Whatever.
And I think that's horrible that somebody can throw away like, you know, 40 years of friendship or even less than that, like just because you do not share the same beliefs as they do. Or because they suddenly change their pronouns, you know, and they find that because you're offensive because, well, you're conservative, or you know, it's like, dude, I don't care what you call yourself, whatever. It's like, you know, if you want to be my friends, you gotta at least respect what I like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a two-way street. It's just weird, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's a two-way street because if they
have
theirs, then why can't they respect?
Vice President Trump isn't that bad.
Yeah. I kind of see the same thing with like comics too, you know, like, I mean, not general stuff, you know, like you ever see people like that are like the comic book fans versus the anime fans, like they think they're better than the other, you know, see a lot of crazy people like that.
Well, more like the J-pop fans versus the K-pop fans.
Oh, yeah, that's still a thing, K-pop?
Oh, K-pop, the K-pop shows are terrible.
The only K-pop thing that matters is Gangnam Style.
But like I said, like it's just like I just don't get into politics. Like I don't get into religion. I don't get into like stuff. And there's a couple things you don't do on the internet because there's always gonna be someone who is offended by something. Obviously, you can't avoid it. But I mean, for the most part, like you don't talk about.
But if they get by something to do with comics, it is what it is. You know, we're talking.
Yeah, well,
we're gonna have our differences. You know, we don't mean to be offensive.
Well, the other thing is that if you basically like say like you start talking about, you know,
I don't like
conservative and also opinion effects stuff, then you're permanently stuck in that camp. You're never gonna reach anybody else because, yeah.
But when I said I don't like Superman, you're a Superman fan, right?
Well, yeah, you're no longer. I'm not gonna see you anymore on the channel anymore.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's. But I mean, it's like there are people who are like. They're purists when it comes to certain things, like, you know, I like retcons. Now something may have been retconned 20 times and they just don't like that because it's like, well, because they grew up with that version. Now, as far as like Jeremy Adams just retconned in one of his issues of Green Lantern, where like saying that Hal and Carol, they basically grew up together as best friends. Where in the Silver Age, Hal didn't meet Carol until they were already adults. He got a job at the Ferris Air.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's
you hear that a lot with the live adaptations too. Like I'm sure you've heard tons of like with Superman, for example. Prime example with Batman. Like, oh, this isn't my Superman. Christopher Reeve is, or Henry Cavill is, blah blah blah. You know, whatever. Same thing with Batman too. You know, see people that hate Bell, they like Keaton, they don't like Pattinson.
Zack Snyder sucks.
Yeah, or whoever. You know, that feels more like a generational thing for sure.
Like,
but I think
the retcons I can get behind when people are offended by is when they change the sexuality, like Iceman or Tim Drake, just randomly, just for a virtue signal.
Oh yeah.
Like, but I mean, like. Changing Hal and Carol to being friends and childhood friends doesn't really bother me. You know, it could have been so much worse.
It's funny you mention that because I actually just found out a lot of MK fans most of us are not pleased with it. The newer, younger, super young fans don't mind it, but a lot of us older fans, like myself, they do the same thing that DC and Marvel have been doing. They found out with this base MK game, right? They're going to put in some, you know, older characters, DLC. And we found out that apparently it's been leaked that I don't know if you know any of the Cyber Ninjas, you know, Sector and Cyrax. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
I'm not a Mario Kart fan.
You guys,
I'm
gonna I gotta go do some things, but hey, thank you guys for having me.
No problem, man. You're welcome to jump on whenever you want. Just let us know. Like you're in chat. If you want to come on for one of the cover rankings, just let us know.
I'm gonna definitely hit you up on one of those for sure.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. All right, thank you.
Nice meeting you, Donnie. Yeah.
You guys.
Cool stuff. Cool cards.
Later.
Take care.
Yeah, have a good one.
Yeah, it's like I said, when it comes to retcons, like certain things retcons don't bother me. But when like the fundamentally changes the character, like changing the sexuality, and you just making the character just you just basically make them
yeah, a lot of people think it's like
you cut the character. Like Tim Drake will forever be known as being like, oh, I'm gay. That's it. Where they ignore everything that's happened to him. It's like in the past, 40 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing that's coming out. They're
Well, same with Iceman.
So hey, even Black Cat, the Chuck Dixon, Tim Drake.
Yeah, the compendium.
Yeah, it's coming out this year. Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck Dixon makes some good
Dick
stuff.
Chuckson.
Nobody heard that. All right, yeah.
I heard Eric Green today. Legend called him Green. Eric Green called him Eric
Oh,
Green.
yes, I saw Eric Green.
So Dick Chuckson. Yeah, there you go.
No, must not tell the others. Oh, wait, what am I saying? They're going to see this, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but
real quickly, and I'll let you continue talking. I just want to say, yeah, Kevin Everson says open interesting options in Green Lantern situation. Them being childhood friends, yes, it does. Like I said, I like that. That's kind of cool. When you have childhood friends.
Yeah, but like I said, what's his name? It's not a retcon by Jeremy Adams.
No, it was by Venditti, wasn't it?
No, Jeff Johns.
Was it Jeff Johns? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not even a retcon. It's just basically just going based off the new stuff. So.
Yeah, they changed his past and the storyline called Green Lantern Secret Origins. That was, I think, 634 to 40.
So basically, Jeremy's following the DC manual.
Basically, he's following the Jeff Johns version.
Which because they haven't retconned Jeff Johns back to where it was, But
hopefully they don't change many things from him, because he's one of my favorite writers for DC. I know he's not perfect. No one's perfect, but
I wonder if he has permanent control of Stargirl. Like, if they decide to retcon her sexuality. I mean, like, does he? Because obviously he made the character for the thing, but I don't know if there was a clause in anything he drew or wrote or when he created the character. Because that's just based off his dead sister. Can you imagine that? They like look, now she's gay. That would piss me so much off. It's like that's like but yeah. But I think we're gonna end it right around here, guys. I'm getting tired.
3:30.
It's 1:07 here for me.
Huh?
It's 2 a.m. 2 after 2
2:07 for me.
It's 7:00.
Oh, no, I mean I'm talking about the stream time. It's almost 3.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm looking at 2 also because like if he wants to cut this up, it's like it gets harder and harder because the longer you go. Kind of like
we used to have those. I was just putting my thing here. I remember we used to have like the 5-6 hour.
Oh yeah, we used to back in the day. Yeah, like used to do freaking almost 6-hour live streams for the auctions. Now we cut it back to 4. And if nobody buys those Marvel Tales books on Saturday, it'll be down to 2.
Yeah.
But Eva Black Cat, are you going to be in the auction this week?
I might be.
You're going to be speaking?
Yeah, last time, like, I nearly ripped a muscle on my shoulder.
Oh, jeez.
Because I noticed a few times you've been joining, and like, I'll go over there and like, oh, Eva Black Cat's in there, but he's muted. It's like, and then I come in there, like, I'll come in in there after the readings on Saturday nights, and like, also the way, like, so who's at the auction? Like, Breen's here, but he's muted. And it's just like like you'll have LK, Eva Black Cat, and Breen in there, and then the only one that's talking is E.
That's because every time we try to have a conversation, E will interrupt. and then derailed that conversation. Like this one, I remember LK and I were talking about something. He just kept talking about the books and then completely derailed that conversation.
I know sometimes if like LK and Breen like talk for a few, it'll be quiet, and they'll talk about sports for a few minutes, and then even just like going with something else, like no sports, damn it, you know. It's kind of funny though, you know, but yeah.
Right. But it is hard to do because especially when he's putting the books up, he's just showing up the new books, you know, and then so he cuts you off in mid sentence, you know, because you're like, okay, now this, and it's like, and then when you finally after he does, and it's like, you know, then you can't return to the conversation because he says, "Hey, Breen, see any books up there that you'd like, you know, that you know?" It's like, what do you think about this, Breen? It's like, hello, we were having a conversation. He cut us off. We're gonna continue it. But yeah, it gets frustrating.
Be stubborn one time. I think that was you and me. Just shut up. We don't care. Go back to the old conversation.
We've done that before.
Yeah.
It's funny in the chat. It's like 10 people, but like only one person talking right now.
That's because you guys are in here. That's usually it's just me in here. Right. You know how to judge a good writer? Usually, time doing it. If you're not good, you're not going to be around for long. Even good writers have flops. Gail Simone's still around.
Did they call that one girl, that chick that was super controversial? I can't remember her name. So a few years ago.
Megan Fitzmartin?
No. Damn, what the hell was her name? I think she worked for DC and Marvel. She's like really controversial.
What did she do?
Ask me on my feminist agenda. That girl?
Who was the girl that wrote
Mockingbird?
I am Starfire. I am not Starfire.
Oh no,
Mariko Tamaki.
Mariko Tamaki's still writing. She just had a book last year.
Why?
She has a Black Label Zatanna book out.
Yeah, right now, currently, yeah, I don't know.
Oh no. Okay, no. So we're talking about her Spanish girl. Something. Oh man, like Vera.
Oh, Vita Leia.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
So Vita actually has done it to herself. Or basically, Vita had ever since COVID, she got used to working at home and stuff, and she doesn't want to like.
So if you don't work for DC or Marvel,
she wears the mask because she's so deathly afraid of going out and stuff. She doesn't.
Oh really? She still does it?
Yeah. So she basically got passed up by her protege, Danny Lore.
Oh.
Is now basically taking her spot.
So she doesn't do DC or Marvel stuff right now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Vita hasn't done anything in about 2 years probably.
Oh, I didn't realize she. I remember hearing something about that. It was tons of controversy, but then she just disappeared. I was like, I guess that explains it. Yeah.
Gabby Rivera, or whatever it is, she's gone. But I mean, is Kelly DeConnick ever running?
No.
Yeah.
She wrote something recently, like last year, but after that, nope.
Matt Fraction isn't writing anything in Marvel. There's quite a few that I kind of dropped off recently. He just kind of under the radar. And Donny Cates obviously had, I guess he relapsed. That's the thing I got. I think got a car accident. But apparently we were saying that he relapsed because he was a drug addict. So apparently he relapsed. That's what caused the accident.
Oh, jeez.
We also got his marriage was basically get divorced. I don't know. That was, it's all speculation for me because I don't really. Apparently he did an interview, but like, I don't know how much of this was actually in the interview or was just people just speculating. But
so Tom.
But remember he was writing Thor. He was writing Hulk. You know, he was just like Cates was like the #1 guy at Marvel, and now he's nowhere at Marvel.
Is Tom King and Tom Taylor still like writing every other book?
Tom King's got a Penguin book out. He's also or Batman or whatever. He's got a few books out.
He's got the Penguin out, and he is now one of the co-creators of the DC movie universe, like co-plotters.
I knew you had to tell me that. I was looking forward to new movies.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, the Supergirl movie.
Oh, wait! You talking about the live action?
Yeah, because
I don't give a shit about that. I think that
Supergirl movie is going to be based on his run.
I think you said the DCEU, like the or AU or the animated universe, you know.
Nah, there is no DC animated universe anymore.
Well, I'm curious about the Cape Crusader because there's a lot of Matt Reeves is involved in that.
They're still using the animated universe. They're still doing stuff.
No, they're gonna kill it off soon. Like the next movie is gonna come out, and then they'll put it on hiatus for a while because they've been flopping a lot.
Well, the animation just sucks in style.
Yeah.
Ever since the Justice Society World War II one, actually probably even before that, art has been horrendous. But what was the other one I was thinking of?
Yeah, they're coming out with not that I mean we've already seen the movie anyway, but they do like an animated like CGI version of Watchmen. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't know about that.
It kind of looks like a cross between like the old motion comic style of Marvel's What If, kind of a little bit.
DC should be doing more of the DC animated stuff if they're smart, but
they're gonna get rid of that and they're gonna go with the James Gunn version of the animated stuff. So we're going to get the movies and then we're going to get animated movies like Creature Commandos. It's going to be animated. Then
probably some video games too. We hinted that some video games in the future may tie into it, but that's so far.
And then I think the Blue Beetle, the movie sequel, will be animated.
I don't know if we're gonna get any more DC video games, really.
No, we're getting the VR game for what is that?
Arkham Knight.
Not Arkham Knight, Arkham Shadows.
No, but I mean, like PS1, they tried to do a Justice League game. It flopped.
Well, Ed Boon did hint that they're not done with the Justice, so he hinted at Injustice 3. It's just when this new MK came out, a lot of word on the street is it was Injustice 3, but that was during the whole merger thing with a few years ago. So
I think that's been scrapped.
So that's
Suicide Squad ends with the Suicide Squad basically going after the next Brainiac from the different universe. So basically, like,
Suicide Squad game.
So I don't even know if that game was even set in the Arkham verse.
It is. They say it is.
Because it's a multiverse in that game.
It's free on Amazon Prime. Oh, you have Amazon Prime or whatever.
What are you talking about?
There's something, I think it's like free on Amazon Prime or something.
Batman what?
Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. I think it's free on Amazon via Amazon Prime for the month.
I don't know about. Don't know about that. Maybe it's that, but you still have to buy the game though. I don't know if they're not unless you're able to download it through Steam or something, which I don't know, or how you would even get it.
I think it was Steam only.
But yep, we've done the 40-minute goodbye now. But well, that being said, if you guys haven't done so, punch that like button in the throat. You can hit subscribe. Make sure you click the notification bell, and as I said, receive all notifications. And go into, if you haven't done so, you probably do this for all your channels that you're subscribed to. Go into YouTube. On there, go where you see your icon where it shows your actual avatar. Click on there. Go to notifications, and make sure that subscriptions on there is check is checked, so it's on. So you have a blue check. Because otherwise, you're not gonna get any notifications whatsoever. Because you need to do all those things to receive notifications from YouTube. Because there was an update a couple years ago, or about a month ago, that it was unchecking people from that.
And also go to the Ko-Fi link and pay the fat man.
Yes. Pay the fat man, or the fat man will come find you. Ko-Fi.com/Angleteen from I Love Comics. You can subscribe there for $5 a month. He was doing some stuff. You know, I forgot what the perk is anymore because he was doing the wheel thing. You get $5 automatically entry into the wheel, but help an old man out. Help him pay for keep the lights on in his home and stuff. Thank you, Kevin, for showing up and being here, even though we've been kind of boring. We haven't really, I don't think we've done anything really entertaining, but obviously you stayed here. Maranya, thank you for being here. And MK, thank you for joining. Ethereal Dragon, Eva Black Cat. Good Dog Press.
You're welcome.
Austin, great to see you as well. Rhaegar went to bed. Thank you for being here. J Rob, great. Thank you for subscribing. Emerald Sectarian. Still only 35 cents. I think there was more than that. Scroll up. I think that's it. Once like dude. Donnie Boy, thanks for jumping on. Undead Quinn was here. Jackson Raykirk. Dan Alvin. There's quite a few people that popped.
Eric Green.
Eric Breen, Eric and Boyd.
Yeah, one stick dude I think was in for a while.
Joe. Yep. Thank you guys for all watching.
This one or not?
What? I'm doing goodbyes here. What do you want?
Was Clint the one?
Cleanser wasn't on tonight. I didn't see him. Yeah.
Was Little Rhaegar on?
Yes, little Rhaegar was here, but I don't do that on this channel.
You don't do Little Rhaegar on this channel?
Quit twisting my words. Oh.
No, let's
right.
do the bothering.
All right. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. There actually will be a cover ranking tomorrow night, unless he makes me out to be a liar by not doing it. But thank you all, and we'll see you next time.
And to all the true believers, a very Merry Christmas.